Please take the time to visit podsurvey.com/peasants to complete a short 21-question survey. Participants in the survey will be entered into a chance to win a $100 Amazon gift card. The survey can be taken multiple times, so feel free to visit back each month for your chance to enter the drawing. Please help support the show by using our Amazon links located in the description anytime you purchase anything from Amazon. It's a great way to support the show while just going about your normal business shopping on Amazon.com. Also, check out our storefront for Drunken Peasants recommended merchandise. Patreon pledges of $5 or more will now receive 2 private shows each month. In addition to the private shows, Patreon pledges of $10 or more will receive the Drunken Peasants post show after each episode of the Drunken Peasants, Ben and Billy's monthly shitty movie review, and regular behind-the-scenes vlogs with Ben and Billy. Sign up anytime to catch the future shows as well as past content. If you want to catch the post shows but you're not a patron, click the join link below this video to become a member of the Drunken Peasants channel. In addition to each post show, you'll also get special badges and emojis that you can use in the Drunken Peasants live chat. Streamlabs will be open for the duration of each episode. Click the link below to send us a message. Donations $20 and above will be read out through text-to-speech and will require our immediate attention. All donations below $20 will be read at the end of each segment. Keep an eye out for our weekly Streamlabs goal, which if we meet, we will do an extra show the following week. If you find any content you'd like to see us cover on the show, send it to drunkenpeasantsinbox at gmail.com. All submissions will be reviewed for possible usage in a future episode. Click the Discord link in our description to join the Drunken Peasants Discord. Interact with other Drunken Peasants fans in text and voice chat, as well as the peasants themselves. Visit the Google Play Store and download the Drunken Peasants app to catch the audio version of the show while you're on the road. In addition to the app, the audio-only version of the show is also available through iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, SoundCloud, and other audio platforms. That's all we have for now. Enjoy the show.
In the beginning, there was nothing. And then there was the Drunken Peasants Podcast.
Say, man, you got a joint? No, not on me, man. It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
From the strangest corners of the internet, here to bring you opinions of the world from an altered perspective. Here are your hosts, the Drunken Peasants.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Drunken Peasants Podcast.
Do it live!
647.
Suck it!
And we got Mr. Joe back again. Welcome back, Joe. Welcome.
Thanks for having me, Ben.
Mr. Joe.
Yeah.
Welcome
Billy.
back, Mr. Joe.
I've decided that this will be the first episode where I say nothing negative at all.
Nothing.
Nothing.
It's all about the power of positivity.
Positive Joe.
No more negativity for me.
You might be able to say it's a new day for
Hold on.
Joe.
I'm not a faggot. I want shit. Shit.
Damn it.
Joe,
Fuck.
Demonetized.
we just lost all of our funding.
And I lost my streak.
Damn it.
Whoops.
Damn it. Well, the cool thing is, everybody here is happy. Everybody watching at home is happy.
Sorry about the monetization. Let's restart.
Yeah, can we just
Let's
can we
restart.
just roll it back?
Because we're so early into it. No,
Might as well, right?
I don't think it works that way.
Damn
shit.
But that's
Damn
fine. That's fine. Maybe they won't catch it.
Yeah, of course not.
Everyone, if you're watching right now, please like the stream. That makes YouTube want to recommend our video more, so do that.
Yeah.
Join our Discord. There's a link down below. Join the Discord because I'll be looking to see if we get any new people, and if we do, I will pull up your cool profile picture and show it to everyone.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Just don't show their DMs, because some people sneak in the DMs with some gross pictures. You can't have that public.
There's some sick stuff there.
Yeah, there's some really nasty people.
Remember when that pregnant girl asked you to give her some money?
Yeah, and I'm like, come on.
She's in this chat right now.
Is she?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, what's up, pregnant girl?
If you find, there's a little Easter egg. If you find the girl that did it, there's a little perk for you at the end.
You gotta keep the baby?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Worth it.
Hi, Egghead.
I actually saw one of the Harlem Globetrotters the other day. I really did.
Zeus.
No joke.
Really?
Yeah.
6'9".
How'd you recognize him?
Because he
You can
was
smell egg tits
he was
on him?
almost 7 feet tall, and he was wearing Harlem Globetrotters warm up clothes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
and
right.
then and it said he had the name Zeus embroidered on them, and I looked it up, and it was he was definitely one of the Harlem Globetrotters.
Wow. I bet all Globetrotters look alike to you.
They have similar characteristics.
Yeah. The uniform
I'll say
and all.
that. yeah, the uniform, obviously. That, the prefix uni for one, and the suffix form.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Y'all boys are too crazy for me. This is too crazy.
We're just getting intellectual.
Like the
Yeah, we
stream
are.
guys.
I forgot my glasses.
Like the stream.
Thanks, Anonymous.
It's
Positive
Why
vibes.
is it doing that anonymous stuff again?
It's strange, but this is PT Ham. Thank you, PT Ham.
Thank you.
That was PT.
Ever since our last stream, it hasn't been displaying the names.
Yeah, I wonder what's up.
They've
with
all been
Streamlabs.
anonymous for some reason. I'll
Were
have
they
to.
all anonymous or just some of them?
I don't know.
Yeah, I thought just some of them were. That was the
I
strange
have no
part.
idea. I guess I'll have to dig into it and see if it's a setting. I haven't changed anything, so I'm not sure why this would be happening. But
Dig 'em.
we will read your name because all the Streamlabs and Super Chats will get read off before the end of the show. We got a new influx of people to the Discord. Hello, Discord people.
Hello.
And yeah, that's pretty much what we've got so far. If you have bats, please send them our way. Bats are very important. Very,
Excellent.
very important.
Very important.
That's how we monetize the show because YouTube ads, as you can see, don't always come through.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I think we want to start off with a new segment. But before we do that, I want to talk about a sponsorship.
Oh, sponsor. Yeah.
Yeah, a sponsorship, a new sponsor that we have here.
Well, yeah. The sponsor is through Amazon, right?
Right. They're selling their product through Amazon.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you have the Amazon?
Yeah, I'll bring it up here. And don't forget to use our Amazon link below in the description if you decide you want to get this. But, this sponsor specifically requested that their spot be shown before this next segment that we're going to do.
You want me to read
So,
it? Or?
Yeah.
All right,
Take a look
this
at
is,
it.
The kids manicure set, grooming kit 7-in-1 for children with lion printed case.
So it's a grooming kit.
Yeah, it's what else is inside the kit? There is there other pictures? That's a lion. There's like a nail clipper, nail file, a pedicure file, a petty file.
Yep.
You could, I guess, yeah. It's like a child grooming kit.
Yeah. It's a file for your toes.
Yeah,
That's cute.
This is probably make a good stocking stuffer if you want to stuff your kids' stocking during
Yeah.
Christmas.
Yeah.
You could stuff this and like some candy or maybe an orange. Keep your kid healthy and clean throughout the new year. That's awesome. This so yeah, pick up the kids manicure set by Young Mayo.
Yeah. Pick it up, guys.
For all your child
And-
grooming needs.
And that brings us
Good
to
sponsor.
our next segment. So we're going to discuss Onision's tweets.
Oh, I see what you did there. Onision loves brushing his hair.
What?
He's a very well-groomed fella.
What?
I see what you did. He's very handsome. You guys.
Yeah. So, I don't know. After the whole Chris Hansen thing dropped, the 3 episodes with Chris Hansen and the most recent one, especially, he started making all of these really weird tweets. Do you hate people? I mean, that's kind of normal. Are people stupid? These are
Okay.
They're very split.
yeah.
I like how many votes.
Camera
these polls are
doesn't
getting.
lie. How fucking ironic.
Put on a body cam. Camera doesn't lie.
I mean, he has plenty of things on camera that are lies.
That's true.
Yeah.
But the camera doesn't lie.
Yeah.
It just adds 10 pounds.
Last Sunday, he took me out to eat.
He bought you dinner?
He did. At Olive Garden. Now, I say this even though I know he's a child groomer. I know for a fact. And he's also a narcissist. But I'm hungry, and I don't make a lot of money. And I was very hungry, and he doesn't have any friends, and I don't have any friends. And he invited me over, and I was like, we're going, but we're not his friends. What?
Why always Olive Garden? What is that?
I don't know. It's very strange. He says he only likes chain restaurants.
He enjoys the unlimited breadsticks and salad.
I guess that's what it was. So I went down there with a girl that comes here a lot, Anna Minx. She goes down there. I think she's a real friend of his. You guys can go ahead and tweet her about that.
Anastasia, she's been on the show a few times.
Yeah.
But then I went as not a friend, but as somebody who was looking for information.
You were undercover?
I was kind of undercover, right?
Let's see.
And I told him, I said, Onision, you are a narcissist. And he said, I'm sorry, what? Because he doesn't listen to me, because he's a narcissist. And then the whole meal, we just sat in silence. And now everybody thinks we're friends. It sucks.
Well, when you go to have dinner with someone and...
You've never had dinner with an enemy?
No.
What the heck?
Well,
Am I the
Joe-
only one who does that?
Well, Joel looks a lot like Inigo Montoya, so
Yeah.
he's used to dining with his
Did you say
enemies.
Inigo?
Inigo Montoya.
Inigo
My name is
Montoya.
Inigo Montoya. Is that how do you pronounce it?
Yeah.
Inigo Montoya?
I was just going for, I wanted him to explain himself. He's like, I can't, NDAs. I was like, I don't know what that means, but it sounds sinister. And Billy later told me that means non-disclosure agreement, which means whatever he did with that girl, he can't disclose to me. So I guess I'm agnostic.
Oh my God.
Strange.
What a cop out.
Is that a cop-out?
Yeah.
It sounds weird.
Yeah, it's like the ultimate fence-sitting position.
It really is.
Look at it, even his own poll. He's worse than Hitler and Satan.
Jesus,
Well,
in his own poll?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Only 8% of people thought Satan was the greatest evil of all
Satan
time.
may or may not be real. Hitler definitely real. Onision present day evil.
But a lot of people argue that Hitler wasn't even as bad as some of the other, who's the guy that...
Stalin.
Stalin, yeah, Stalin.
Yeah.
People say Stalin was worse
A
than
lot of
Hitler.
people say Stalin was worse.
Yeah.
A Hasidic Jewish woman said Stalin was arguably worse.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
But that doesn't mean that there has to be the ultimate bad guy for people to be not bad, right? You can be bad.
Sure.
You can it's not like 50 Shades of Hitler, 50 Shades of Stalin.
Yeah.
They're like, well, I'm not the darkest shade of Hitler, so I'm okay.
I think everybody gets a bad rep, except Gandhi. Gandhi was basically a pedophile, and we all forget about that.
Yeah, Gandhi gets a really good rap for
Yeah.
what a piece of shit he was.
Yeah. Martin Luther King Jr. Was a plagiarist.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Complete plagiarist.
Nope.
Nobody talks about
Nope.
that.
Nope.
It's even admitted. Like,
it's-
does that make him any less of a hero? Not to me. But that's just
Plagiarizing is not a big deal.
I'm just saying.
I steal from the chat all the time. I'm great like Martin Luther King.
He plagiarized his "I Have a Dream" speech, his PhD thesis, completely.
I
Lifted.
love the diversion here. Now we're talking about Martin Luther King.
Yeah, the great men to me.
We're-
Onision, Stalin, Martin Luther King Jr. I'm saying it's only a difference of degree. That's all. Not kind. See?
Do you agree, Billy?
I have a dream that one day everybody could be a worthless piece of shit and still be loved for it. You know? We hate too quickly. Onision started this problem because he was a hater to begin with. That's
Here's-
why everybody hates him.
Here's some of the really weird ones.
Someone literally just said grooming isn't sexy. Ooh, dude. Sorry you don't groom yourself, but I do. LOL. Ooh.
That's how he gets his practice.
Mm-hmm.
I like this one, though.
How much sexier is Onision than everyone else? Way more. A bit more. Just more.
And then all the comments, though. All the comments are negative.
Yeah.
So there was a comment there that said, why isn't there a reply for wouldn't even smashed if I was groomed?
He is profoundly unlikable. Like, beyond all the grooming stuff, before anybody even knew about the grooming stuff, he's just unlikable. That just adds fuel to the fire. That's the key. That's why we ignore Gandhi being a pederast. You remember Gandhi? He
Yeah.
used to sleep with his nieces and such when they were underage to test his moral fortitude.
Is that what Gandhi did?
Yeah, and if he could keep himself from touching them at night. then
Thank
he'd
God
be
Gandhi
better
wasn't a
person.
YouTuber. His career would be in the shitter right now.
Exactly. All I'm saying is Onision's like Gandhi, except he does nothing for anybody but himself.
Sorry, his name is James. Get it right.
James Onision, the legend. You see?
I'm just happy to be here today on episode 647.
Yeah,
Me too. It's good. It's good fun. Thanks again for having me.
Absolutely.
Oh.
How about this one? How much do you love me being daddy?
So much, Daddy. I love you, Daddy. Be with me forever, babe.
They're all positive.
Holy shit.
There's no...
I don't know what to pick.
Oh, man.
Silence, pedo. Oh boy.
I'd be careful scrolling through Twitter like this.
Billy, do you remember?
it's true.
Billy, do you remember what
Yeah.
you told me the other day?
What?
You said you long to live in a world wherein people who used phrases like "I hate people" would be looked at the same way we look at pedophiles now.
Did I say that?
You said that.
I didn't say
was
that.
like, that's a little extreme because everybody says "I hate people." It's kind of a trendy thing. to
Yeah.
say. I said it was sick, but you said that's how much I like defending pedophiles. Do you remember?
No, you're making this up.
Yeah, I guess I made it up.
This is all a lie.
It was all a lie.
Yeah, keep in mind, DP and Billy met through Onision. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
There's a whole lot of stuff that wouldn't have happened had I not been acquainted with Onision.
It doesn't matter, dude. That doesn't matter. Just because he was responsible for things that may have happened later, that doesn't mean he directly caused them, and that doesn't take away from any shit about him.
Well,
so I don't give a shit.
I'm just saying, Ben, if it wasn't for him, you wouldn't have me. Maybe you should make him a saint. Think about it.
Sometimes good
I just
comes from
explained
bad.
why that's unbelievably flawed logic.
It was a miracle.
Turn your brain off for like.
It was a miracle.
What you do when someone talks to you,
Yeah.
you don't even listen. You just think about what you're going to say next.
That's true.
I know. Dude, I got him totally pegged. I know him. I read him like a fucking book.
Speaking of reading books, you can go on Amazon.com right now and pick up any one of Onision's books. Use our affiliate link. Use our affiliate link, and we'll get a little kickback.
And
from
the other day, I was trying to tell him something, but he was too busy messing around with his phone until he realized the thing I was telling him about had something to do with him.
I really
and
like
then all of a
that.
sudden, he was like, wait, what?
Yeah. No, I really
You
like
do that to me all the time. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Well, because I'm really interested in like certain things, like myself.
You!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So it was really nice for you guys to finally talk about something I cared about,
Uh-huh.
other than whatever else you guys usually ramble on about.
Do you feel indebted to Onision for him also being a narcissist, but somehow he's the only one who gets the short end of the social stick? And
You got to
don't?
feel bad for him. He's not good at being a narcissist.
He's not
I'm
good
really
at it.
good at it.
You're really good.
Like, I think the thing is that he's a narcissist, but I'm a narcissistic sociopath. So I
that's
know
the big
how
difference.
to use the narcissism to make people adore me and then control and manipulate.
So, Billy, how about tonight, you, me, and Joe, after the show's over, we all go play the punching bag game?
Oh my God.
Maybe.
Maybe.
What do you mean maybe?
Well, I want to go get some dinner.
It's right near there.
It's
Okay.
right near.
Yeah, there's one
Okay.
at the arcade there,
They have one of the punching
We'll
bag
do the
games
punching
down
bag.
at the Logan Paul KSI fight.
Oh my God.
which we are going to talk about in a moment.
Yeah.
But,
For those of you who don't know, Billy holds the record for the lowest punch.
dude, he was trying to lie about that last time and say that the score didn't display right, that it was like, yeah, it was ridiculous.
Yeah, the first time I ever saw him do it was a few years back. He punched a 9, 009, which for those of you who have ever played that punching thing, you can sneeze on it and it'll go at least 13. He
Yeah.
punched a 9. A grown man punched a 9. Me and his young nephew at the time fell on the floor, literally crying, laughing. Then he went to go redeem himself a few years later. He was the girl, Maddie, and they decided to punch it, and Billy punched a 2. Billy is SpongeBob SquarePants.
I will
He has
let
no strength.
I will let any of you take a punch to the face from me.
He always does this,
If
too.
either of you want to get socked in the face by little
You
weak
can tell
Billy,
how this hurts his ego, too.
I'm just
So
saying.
that's why he's like, yeah, let's do a face punching contest.
if I'm so weak, why don't you take one to the jaw?
All right.
I mean,
It was like,
You can punch me in the face.
what if I punch Joe in the face and like,
taking a punch to the face, not even defending yourself, is a dumb move. That's not a competition.
and I think a dumb move is picking on somebody for a game.
Now we're picking on you.
for a game.
Now we're, dude, and you've tried it so many times. It's so funny watching you get into like your boxing stance.
He's got his stance. He's got his stance. And then you
And then
tell he's putting all of it in
Yeah,
there.
he was trying to say it didn't count for me because I ran into it. Like
Yeah.
I ran up and hit it as hard as
Well,
I
yeah,
could.
everybody else is giving this huge running momentum, and it's like that's not your punching power.
So why didn't you do it then?
Because I'm trying to.
Let me think of an excuse really quick.
No,
You're
I was
supposed
literally
to-
going to explain why.
You're supposed to pivot, kind of like you're in a batting stance.
Yeah.
Squash the bug. You kind of
Ben
do
ran
that
up
if you're-
like a
Oh,
fucking
no.
freight train.
Not going to make the goal.
I've seen some guys do that.
Initiate
I don't know if
shield
it makes it a better
protocols.
punch.
Initiate shield protocols.
Oh man, we're gonna make. I have faith in you guys that we're gonna make the goal. And sorry that your name isn't displaying.
Red Scare said not going to make the goal initiate shield protocols. Thank you, Red Scare. We'll try.
That was nice of
And
you.
a Beta Death 564 said, "Will Billy be having a seat with Chris Hansen to discuss his friendship with Onion Boy?"
Yeah.
If you don't want to answer,
You've been riding the fence
fuck
on
Mary,
this too
kill
long.
Christian Von Helton, Jared Genesis. Mary. Oh God, Mary Christian, fuck Von Helton, kill Jared Genesis. Oh, that's so bad.
Okay.
Don't bully
That's
Billy.
really
He's a sweet boy. He's very tall, Albert Gomez. Thank you. And as far as if I would go on Chris Hansen to discuss Onion Boy, do you realize how many of my acquaintances I could discuss with Chris Hansen? It's not just Onision.
Yeah.
I've got connections to all types of questionable human beings.
Now you're going to be in Real Stream News.
I'm just saying.
Video being like, what else does Billy know that he's hiding?
I'm just saying.
I like Real
dude,
Stream News.
I'm either the Forrest Gump of YouTube or the Jeffrey Epstein of YouTube.
You couldn't run even close to as much as Forrest Gump ran.
Are
so
you
you're
serious?
Oh.
I have an entire music video about running.
What's it called?
Running.
Oh.
Yeah.
I missed that one.
Yeah, it's a good music video.
I thought it was subtext or something else.
All right.
He called me sir and got me so fuming angry.
People are discriminating against wolves.
Wow.
They're laughing at us, at our stupidity.
And you better well learn to love it.
You better well learn to love it.
All right. So Billy provided us with some select video footage to kind of get us up to speed on Logan Paul and KSI.
Okay.
Tonight's YouTube battle between Logan Paul and KSI is a sequel.
Is that happening now?
I mean, yeah, it eventually will happen. Right now is the undercard. Boring.
Okay.
Who cares to watch?
Okay.
I think
regular
it's all
boxers?
boring, personally.
What?
Both of these guys suck at boxing. They wouldn't be able to box an actual boxer at all.
That would maybe Logan Paul versus CM Punk.
CM Punk's not an actual boxer.
Yeah, but that'd be a good match.
Sure, whatever.
I
yeah,
think they actually called
Logan
him out.
Paul against another non-boxer. Sure.
You don't think there's any merit in like amateur night?
Yeah, everybody's
Any
saying
fun?
this is a money
with
grab.
him. Not with this
Not
guy.
for
The
this guy.
the last time they boxed was in London, and they boxed to a draw.
Was it a dude? It's staged.
Maybe
That is staged.
would
Boxing
think
to a
so?
draw. No one won a decision even.
Yeah.
Like amateur boxing, there's not a lot of knockouts in amateur boxing usually. These guys, how much do they weigh though?
they're cruiserweights. They're just
Okay.
under
Yeah,
200
see,
pounds.
There's not a lot of knockouts in like a higher or like a lower weight class
Yeah.
like that too, because
Yeah.
there's not the force behind it.
I think Logan Paul's about 199 pounds, and KSI is 193 pounds. So KSI has a slight disadvantage in the weight department, but that might make him a little quicker on his feet. I think KSI trained with Floyd Mayweather's brother.
I
or
don't care
something.
who they trained with. Like, just like we said, CM Punk, he trained with the Gracies. Didn't make him a good MMA fighter. Like, he had zero offense, no grappling. So they have to have talent to be able to take the training and use it the right way.
You know what I think was staged? Floyd versus McGregor. That was staged.
I don't think so at all.
That
Oh,
looked
it
terrible.
was totally
That
staged.
looked terrible.
Yeah, no, that was 100% staged
Yeah.
because McGregor had a good first couple of rounds,
Yeah.
and then in the seventh,
Yeah.
Mayweather's just like
Sixth.
took it
So
home. 6 or 7.
I won't
yeah.
argue this with you, but I'll say that it wasn't staged and Mayweather was in control the entire time.
Well, that's what I mean.
Hold
That's
on,
what
hold-
I mean.
Well, yeah, so Conor McGregor did lose, though. He wasn't in on it.
Yeah.
Mayweather was in control. Well, yeah, Mayweather always does that. He lets the other guy throw punches that miss
Yeah,
until his
professional
arms,
boxers.
right, until his arms are noodles.
Yeah.
And then he just goes in for the kill. But he didn't have to be careful with McGregor like he had to be careful with Pacquiao. So he just waited until McGregor couldn't hold his arms up anymore and then just unloaded on him.
As far as stage goes, I think that Mayweather let McGregor go
Yes.
further.
He could have
They
beat him
made-
in the first round.
Yeah,
in my
exactly.
opinion.
just
They
because
made-
he wanted
I
to
agree.
show.
That's what I'm talking about.
He
That's
was in
what made it
control of
staged.
the entire thing. but-
Exactly.
and then that was the nail that just gave us.
Well, he was also the
Thank you.
promoter too, so he
Yeah.
doesn't. When people pay $100 to watch an amateur fight one of the greatest professional boxers ever,
Yeah.
they don't want a 1-minute knockout.
Exactly. That's
Yeah.
why. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Staged.
I agree.
Yeah.
Okay,
That BBC News
here's
exclusive
a little backstory, just in case any of you didn't remember Logan
with
Paul.
Logan
and his-
Paul, the YouTube superstar who
This
has
is him
millions
after he did
Jap-
the suicide forest.
Yes.
The Japanese forest, and filmed the dead body. He went on to America to apologize to the entire world for his mistake. And there's something he says in this video I want to touch on when we get
millions
to
of
it.
young followers and has made millions of dollars with his zany videos online. Recently, as you
He's
know,
the
came under
hometown hero.
fire
for posting an alarming video showing the body of a person who took their own life. Now he's sitting down with Michael for his first TV interview since that decision.
It's been tough.
Yeah, he looks small next to Strahan, who's pro football player size.
Ironically, I'm being told to commit suicide myself, which...
Really? I mean, that happens on the internet all the time, especially around this time.
It happened to everybody in 2016.
Right.
That was the meme.
Yeah.
Drink bleach.
I don't know how many 11-year-old kids told me to KYS when I was hanging out with Leafy is here.
Yeah, I got a lot of KYS.
Oh, man.
And I drank bleach once.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
For the
on
meme.
this show. On this show.
Millions of people literally telling me they hate me to go die in a fire. It's like the most horrible, horrific things.
So you don't feel like the criticism has been fair?
That's the thing. I do.
This is the Logan.
Wow.
He does think it's
He's
fair.
basically Christ.
Yeah.
I want
He's
him
like,
to win.
Put me on the crucifix
I think
right
he's
now.
kind of a social chameleon, and I think that he does this kind of stuff all the time. He's able to tell what the person sitting in front of him wants to hear.
Yeah.
Like he did with the flat earthers, and they took him seriously and all that shit.
When Shane Dawson did his series on his brother Jake Paul, he was asking the question if Jake Paul was a sociopath. That was the entire episode, like all the episode. There's like 7 episodes, 45 minutes each, of Shane Dawson be like, "Is Jake Paul a sociopath?" And at the end he's like, "I don't think he's a sociopath, but his brother probably is." And then, like, you know, that's pretty much what you explained there, is how he's able to chameleon in front of somebody and make them feel like, you know, he's safe and comforting, and then he goes around and
American
spits in your
Nightmare
face.
wants to know if you're just sucking the Paul brothers' dicks so you can become friends with them.
I'm fuck friends with them,
He
dude.
does this kind of stuff all the time.
I think I am one of the Paul brothers. I think my dad went and banged their mom back in the day.
And Paul, his fans have never seen before. 1 month ago, the social media superstar with over 16 million YouTube subscribers was at the top of his game, breaking records with his wild viral video.
I hit myself in the face again. What's
That is, until he posted a clip from his visit to Japan's so-called suicide forest. What happened next
I
would
love
change
Michael's
his life
list.
forever.
Yeah.
In an instant,
Yeah,
he
you know
was
what?
met.
He's kind of like the articulate Mike Tyson.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Give me a group of Mikes that would kick my ass with while talking shit to me in a lisp. Mike Tyson, Mike Strahan, Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson.
Kick the shit out of me. Hey, stupid. Let's touch your butthole. Crawl under the blanket with me. Beating the shit out of me with his moonwalk. You know Michael Jackson probably could kick someone's ass, right?
What is
Michael Jackson's dead. He can't kick anybody's ass.
Yeah, but like Thriller.
He weighed like 125 pounds.
But Thriller, he came back from the dead and
With fierce
was pretty
backlash.
badass.
What made you decide to go to this forest?
The idea was to just do another fun vlog. Go camp
All right, he's full of shit.
All
right,
it's
Well,
the
he's
most
gotta explain
famous
why he's going
tourist
to the
spot in
forest.
world.
He's gotta
for a night
explain.
and make an entertaining piece of content in a forest. And things obviously changed pretty drastically and quickly.
I can't believe he
The
killed
group
all
came
those people
across an
first.
actual suicide victim.
So it was 100 yards away from the parking lot. It doesn't make any sense. And
This is what he
I
says
believe
right
it
here.
happened for a reason.
I believe it happened for a reason.
I think that reason is so I could take this experience, learn from it, spread the message the right way about suicide prevention and suicide prevention awareness.
He goes into the forest. He sees a dead body. He basically dances around it, freaks out, films it, and like is a total asshole around this dead body. Uploads it to YouTube, gets almost 1 million views before the rest of the world recognizes what's going on, because it's all his 12-year-old, 13-year-old fans that see it and they're like, "Oh, I love it. It was great. I love Japan. I want to visit someday." And then like their parents see it, like, "Wait a second. There's a fucking dead body hanging here." And we look at this and we freaked out on him. But all he did next to that dead body is what he does every other day in every other scenario. So he's basically David Attenborough. He's David Attenborough. It's not his fault.
Attenborough.
Attenborough.
That's Attenborough.
Attenborough.
Yeah, it's not a big deal.
Red Scare says, this happened like a really long time ago. Yeah, Red Scare, this is what we're doing though.
Yeah.
We're
now I'm
pitting-
gonna move on to the next
Yeah,
one.
we're pitting KSI versus Logan Paul, not in a boxing match.
Oh.
In an actual Mania match.
Actual Mania.
Who is the fucking crazier son of a bitch out of these two?
Here's
That's what I'm asking.
Where have your tits gone?
Where have they gone?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Because I can't see them.
So he just goes around and insults people to get their reaction.
Yeah,
is what he
he's
does.
basically like walking, talking toxic masculinity before the Me Too movement hit. This is previous stuff. So like this is probably the cringiest thing I've seen KSI do. Like, the most messed up stuff. So that's why we picked this one. And we're going to have to ask you guys, who do you think is the bigger asshole?
Yeah?
Right now.
Yeah?
Those were the days.
That was consent.
Oh yeah,
that
she
was-
was fun. She was fine with
That was
that.
consent.
And that was
It's
considered
still
progressive
weird.
back then.
It's still weird.
How was that?
Not big enough.
You left a bit of snot.
Not big enough. Bitch, I ain't leave no snot. I might leave something on your face, though.
Wow.
All right, so what's your favorite STD?
Oh, definitely chlamydia.
See, she's
She's going with it.
yeah.
It's because you already have it. So why do you look like such a muppet?
Well, you know, I just can't. Oh, right, you mean the costume?
Yeah, basically.
Oh, right, yeah.
You're boring me.
Why do you look like such a muppet?
Well, get a sword.
We did this at PAX with Onision one year, and we got chased out.
Yeah, he's doing it much better than
He's
we
way better than we are.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Do you remember that that girl?
That Viking girl
She
that got-
wanted to get you removed.
Yeah,
specifically?
she called security on me because I asked her if she had a boyfriend.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that.
Damn it.
It was really funny.
This is a lot harder than
Pretty
it looks.
shitty sword. Would you date me?
I've got a boyfriend.
That means no.
What if I killed him?
I'd probably be grieving for quite a while.
I'd be like, you'd go to prison.
And then you'll be fine.
Well, you never know.
All right, it's a date then. What do you do in the game?
In the game, you run around the world of Camelot. You slay monsters.
Assassin's Creed did it. Assassin's Creed already did it. What are you doing?
Nothing about the two videos that we've just watched makes me want to watch them fight each other.
You don't want to watch them fight after
No,
this?
no. I
This
don't
isn't a good
care.
hype
You know
video?
what? If there was a chance, like a random chance of like a sniper or something that takes them both out, or like like the ceiling of the arena caves in and lands on them both in the ring, then I'd buy a ticket. We wouldn't be doing the show now. I'd have to watch it.
There's
have to watch
something
that.
There's something deeply unlikable about KSI. Deeply.
Fingering
Even
this-
more. I don't know Logan Paul either. I don't watch the YouTube stuff, but KSI, I don't like him.
I think it's because Logan Paul tries to make you like him.
Maybe.
I think he's
No, this guy's trying to make me not like him. That's
Yeah.
not why I dislike him. I dislike him because of what's behind the eyes. I don't like I don't like how he looks at people.
You think
I don't like how he has a different face when he's looking at that one guy with the Camelot thing, and when he has a different face when he's looking at the girl with no boobs, and when he's looking at a girl he wants to bang. I don't like that. I don't like his face. I want to punch him. I'm gonna fight KSI and Logan Paul tonight.
Yeah,
Both of them?
yeah,
Tonight, 2-on-1, handicap match.
Yeah, so these are the gentlemen that we're gonna see go toe to toe in the ring. I think we have they did a weigh-in and they had Michael Buffer introduce them.
Yeah.
It was great. Best day ever is today. Everybody right now is watching. I think there's a live streamer, Scuffed Justin Carey, that me and Joe used to work with when we worked for The Billionaire.
Yeah,
he's been going around this stadium all day today.
He threatened to kill me once.
Here he is. Here he is. Right. This is his stream right now.
Yep, there he is.
It just looks ridiculous. It is actually on like Sky, or I think the last one was on Sky because it was in the UK, right? So this one's actually in the US, right?
Yeah, this is in Los Angeles Staples Center.
Okay, so now they're doing it in the US because they did it in the UK last time. I get it.
They got the fighting ring all wrong.
Yeah, that'd be funny if they actually fought on this little stage here.
I wonder who all, like, I don't know. I know like there's a lot of YouTubers that went down to this. Keemstar's down there.
What does SJC go by now? Justin, what does he say?
Scuff Justin Carey, SJC.
Scuff Justin Carey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
One
just been-
time, I had relations with this girl that he liked, and he threatened to shoot me. He was like, "Bro, open carry, legal carry. I'll shoot you, bro. Premeditated. When he was on the phone, it was like, you're messed up, dude.
Just because you had sex with a girl he liked?
Yeah, that was really the only reason. I promise. If there
That's
was
the
more, I would
only
tell
reason.
you. I promise, I would tell you.
Barack Obama won the presidency using social
They couldn't
media,
put
so that shows how powerful.
other YouTubers on the undercard, from what I heard. So like,
Oh, like legally?
yeah, I don't know. When they did it in London, they had like all YouTubers underneath, like Scarce.
Yeah, I remember that.
Scarce battled, and
Scarce?
yeah, Scarce isn't a fighter. So they have actual fighters here, but I don't know, and nobody really wants to watch that. They want to watch Boogie 2988 get into it. Around the 1 hour mark is when they brought in the weigh-in for the guys. If you want to fast forward to 1 hour.
Oh, so these are the other fighters.
Yeah, these are all the chuckleheads nobody cares about.
Yeah, but they're actual
Some of them have
boxers.
good physiques.
They're actual boxers that nobody
really?
cares about.
That explains their physiques. I was gonna say, YouTubers are fit.
There's Michael Buffer with the intro.
Look at these tiny guys.
Yeah, they're
like
not
5'5".
fighting.
They're not tall boys.
No, they couldn't.
They're like Billy's height.
But I'm tall.
Oh, there's Michael Buffer. Oh, man, they didn't even get him in the tuxedo.
The tuxedo was extra.
Yeah, like,
Oh, this
he
was produced by
he was at
Sky
the last
Sports.
one. And I have a funny story.
I wonder if he'll be in the
you know,
tuxedo
I was
tonight.
Commentating, he came up to me and was like, sorry, he came up to me and knocked on my shoulder and he was like,
Hurry up.
who you got? And I respect that, you know, he made that time.
Here he is.
You know, he got to know all of us, all the YouTube guys.
Yeah,
It's
shut up,
great to
dude.
see him
Michael
again.
Buffer's talking.
I can see Logan walking in right now in a white Maverick hoodie. Exciting bloody times.
On YouTube, viewed by tens of millions. A great audience will be watching everything that happens tomorrow.
Isn't it so weird that Michael Buffer is the half-brother of Bruce Buffer, and he's the head boxing announcer, Bruce Buffer's the head MMA announcer, but they didn't even know each other until they were already adults. They didn't grow up together.
Really?
Yeah. And they look similar, and they both have this. They already had those jobs before they met each other.
Really?
Yes.
Huh.
So first up to the scale, he comes to us from
It's
fighting out
like
of Los Angeles, California by way of
sister,
White Lake,
sister.
Ohio.
It's kind of like
Tia and
Sister-
Tamara Mowry.
Yeah. Or It Takes Two.
Recording star, video star,
Yeah, It
YouTube
Takes Two.
sensation,
Yeah.
Logan, the Maverick Paul!
Well, here he comes, and he is decked out, Logan
I
Paul.
want to show this because you'll see Logan Paul's naked body, and he looks pretty cut. Well,
that
don't you
makes
wanna
me
see-
not wanna
Don't you want
watch.
to see his naked body?
He's not
He does
naked.
not
He
look-
probably gets down to like underwear.
He does, he does, he
Of
does.
course.
So his
All the
fan base
excitement
are
happening
children,
now.
Logan
Yeah.
Paul, but he's
Yeah.
still doing this?
Yeah.
Is it a good career move?
I mean,
don't
they
know.
used to. So, like, Logan and Jake Paul had this crazy party house when they first moved to LA, and they used to have like hordes of teenage girl fans like hanging out in the street out front of their house, and it pissed off his neighbors. Do you remember that? That was on the news all the time.
It's amazing that it's happening. You know, the nerves, it'll all be settling in now. This is it. This is the last time that they're going to see each other before they go at it.
He comes to us from Watson, London, England. He's the United
This
Kingdom.
is dumb,
It
Billy.
is
Why
dumb,
did you
yeah.
send me this shit?
I don't know. I wanted to look at them naked.
That's weird. All
Look-
right.
Look at that boy.
Oh, wow.
I don't
That's
care.
KSI.
Look at that. Look at that
Yeah,
buff guy.
yeah, he's
Jacked.
a good.
Look
They're
at that buff guy.
they're in decent shape.
Did you see him naked?
Can they fight, though? Do you think they can fight?
No, I don't think they can fight.
No, that's why they'd get their asses kicked by a real boxer. Anyway,
Yeah.
all right, now we're going to move on to real news.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit who wins. As I said, I hope the building collapses on them.
So we're all betting that the building collapses. Then that's the plan.
Or the
I'm
ring.
not betting that.
Like Brock Lesnar versus Big Show. And the ring collapsed?
Yeah.
There's a way better event going on tonight, and that's the AEW pay-per-view.
Wrestling?
It's better. It's better than this.
Is it better than this?
I'd rather watch choreographed wrestling than watch two YouTube guys punch each other.
Scoff.
Totally unskilled boxers. I don't. Yeah.
Mike brings up a good point. Would you rather watch them fuck or fight?
Fuck.
Fuck?
Yeah.
What about you,
100%.
Ben?
Would you
Trick
rather watch
question.
them fuck or fight?
Fight.
All right. He answered. Like.
Oh shit! Gotta slow this down.
Could someone list your house for sale even if you're not really selling your home? Well, that's what happened to a Dearborn Heights homeowner.
He'd never met the realtor. He'd never heard of the church ministry that was now claiming to hold a deed to his house. Rob Olchek says this is more than just a mix-up. He joins us with a problem solver investigation.
Yola Monica, the house was sold in something called a portfolio. Some say these bulk sales are destroying neighborhoods because it kind of takes the people out of the equation. In this case, the bulk sellers traded the house back and forth, even though it was apparently owned by the family living in it since 2011. Block after block of rundown houses. How did I end up here in Detroit?
They got the talking heads.
Yeah. I wonder if they got a waiver for this.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I can't imagine David Byrne saying yes.
Come back.
And the days go by.
I wonder if the show's produced by the company that owns the music catalog. He thought were shaking him down, but I may have.
So basically, this family owned their house, but somehow it got sold without their permission.
Someone in his family's lived in the home since 2011. So imagine Kevin's surprise when a few months ago, strangers started showing up at his house, looking in the windows, taking pictures of his house. When Kevin confronted the looky-loos, they told him, well, the house is for sale.
We went to Google, we looked it up, we found out it was listed by Wendy Briggs.
Who's Wendy Briggs? Well, she's a real estate broker, and she's also a bulk portfolio home buyer. What's that?
What?
Portfolio home buyer.
Why'd they make that sound like the most fucking racist thing you could say about somebody?
Sounds like a terrifying insult.
Yeah, that's like.
She's a bulk portfolio home buyer.
Mean?
It's
An
like
Onision
supporter.
One of those warehouse stores and buying a ton of paper towels because they're super cheap if you buy them in bulk.
This is a fucking commercial. This is they're
Bronny.
sneaking this into this news article. They got paid by Bronny to do this. There's no way they didn't.
This is to resell Talking Heads albums and Bronny.
Oh my god!
And it's working.
Except instead of paper towels, she's buying houses. How many homes does Wendy Briggs have? According to this map I got from the University of Michigan Dearborn, a ton.
This is where Mike
Each one of
Myers
these dots represents a house. So how did Kevin's Dearborn Heights house end up in Wendy Briggs' Detroit portfolio?
Dude, that's Austin Powers in a
Leave
wig.
this ugly woman alone.
That's Austin Powers in a wig, my dude. Fat bastard's sister.
Heard of her.
That's
Kevin calls
that's
her.
twat
Wendy, I
bastard.
says, what needs to be done for this to go away? How do we fix this? She says, somebody's got to give Come Back Home Ministries $15,000.
Who's Come Back Home Ministries? They're another group involved in bulk portfolio home buying. Kevin's never heard of them either.
This is
Kevin's
produced this.
Is this Canada?
Dude, I don't think it's Canada.
They all have like a strange accent.
There's something going on here.
There's something in the water.
This is produced by they hired somebody who had was an editor for PewDiePie on YouTube. We're gonna hire this former editor for PewDiePie to run our news segment to appeal to the kids, and we're gonna have this gentleman from the Werther's Originals commercial host it.
Something called a portfolio,
and then
they put in something called a garbage can.
Portfolio home buyer. Look, what the fuck is going on? It's Michigan, Minnesota,
Detroit, Michigan.
Interesting. Michiganistan, Detroit.
Paying for help, so he calls the problem solvers. We do some digging and discover, yes, indeed, Kevin has a warranty deed to his house,
Scuff
but
James
there are other
Gandolfini
deeds to
can't
the
keep
house
his
floating
house.
around out there.
Oh,
Quitclaim
yeah,
deeds,
Detroit
which are
is-
basically quickie deeds that make it easy to move a house from one party to another. Turns out Wendy got the house quitclaim deeded to her company, Trading Places, in a bulk home portfolio.
Trading Places.
No transaction, along with more than 100 other homes in 2013.
She buys it for $3,000, right? Never even shows up. She takes and turns around and quick claim deeds it to Come Back Home Ministries for $1. And then Come Back Home Ministry takes that and he sells the property for $8,500 to this other guy.
The other guy, this guy, Franz John I. Vizai. You guessed it, he's another bulk portfolio home dude. Franz then quit claims the house for $1 back to Come Back Home Ministries. What the heck is going on? I'm going to talk to Franz.
Listen, my friend, I bought a house and they refunded me.
Wendy,
Just move the camera slightly over.
pastor from Come Back Home Ministries.
It's no scheme.
And the guy who somehow started this whole mess in a minute. But first, this is Dr. Joshua Akers from the University of Michigan Dearborn. He's behind a research project called Urban
Onion?
Praxis.
Is this from The
they
Onion?
out bulk property owners.
I swear this is not a real news story.
Dude, it is like this in Detroit. Because in Toledo, growing up, we got the news from Detroit locally, too.
Okay.
So I totally know the news being like this. That's why they had that crazy like funky music.
Yeah.
The bumper music that they play on their way back in from a commercial.
It sounded like porn music. Is nuts.
He thinks portfolio buying is contributing to the decay of neighborhoods. Houses
like
that were
news
once
on
owned by
Idiocracy.
families are now commodities. They're not homes, they're things. Things sold in bulk. Here's
Homes
how
are
a bulk
things.
portfolio business person works.
I get a bunch of investors together. I have a portfolio of 150 properties. The condition of all of those properties don't really matter. What I'm going to sell to you as an investor is the idea that you're going to get 20% returns.
The way they referred to bulk home portfolio buyers, the way they said it, like it was the new pedophile, and then they get a guy that looks like one to play the home portfolio buyer. Is this not? This is a psyops.
It's a psyops.
Yeah, this is not real.
Yeah.
We're being fucked with right now.
Next week they're gonna do a piece on Costco.
So the emphasis on
They better
me.
not destroy Costco.
They're taking them down.
No, I love that hot dog and drink combo.
Bulk drink buying buyers.
No. No.
To find a way in which to produce those returns.
The buyers take a gamble that some of the properties are salvageable. Some of them aren't, but that doesn't matter. They're dealing in bulk.
Or you just leave that in there to keep the number of properties in your portfolio looking robust.
So who are these bulk portfolio home traders? Top-notch real estate whizzes? Upstanding citizens looking to better the neighborhoods? Let's examine the bulk portfolio people involved with Kevin's house. First off, there's Douglas Diggs. He was appointed...
Someone in the chat, lol, Billy bringing up pedos again.
Well, if you guys wouldn't bring it up every time I bring it up, we wouldn't talk about it that long. It'd be like a split second.
How about we just don't talk about it at all?
Well, you could just not talk about it. I could say whatever the hell I'm going to say, and everybody could just move on without commenting on it. You made it 24 times as long as if you would have just skipped over it.
As a
It's your guys'
receiver by the
fault.
court to clean up a mess.
Do you see how he does this?
Oh, well, this is a thing. He brings up pedophiles a lot on the show.
All the time, but then he'll try to make you. He like gaslights you into believing that it's actually your fault while he.
Well, it is. I was just making I was thinking that the worst thing in the world, and because of the internet culture, that's it right now.
Oh, now it's internet
But
culture's
you wanted to
fault.
change it. You said it the other day. You wanted to change it to people who say they hate people. So misanthropes.
Misanthropes.
You
Are
think
they should be the new
pedophile?
I mean, I wouldn't say that word. Not now.
You
Not in this
say
climate.
Involving homes bought in a giant scheme called the Paramount case involving the Detroit Police and Fire Pension Fund. The problem is, Kevin's house doesn't appear to be a part of that case. But there's Diggs' signature, quit claiming Kevin's
I
house
used to
to
skate to
Wendy's
this song,
company.
Skateboard.
I asked Douglas Diggs if he was to blame for Kevin's
Douglas
house.
Diggs. This was a guy that was on.
All right, I'm going to explain something to the idiot in the chat that's like, why are they trying to censor Billy? Have you ever heard of YouTube, idiot? Are you familiar with how YouTube works? And if you say certain words, they demonetize your video and they don't recommend your video at all?
But
Otherwise, I wouldn't care.
If you say
Otherwise, I
them-
literally would not care
If you
what he
say
says.
them in the first 3 minutes, is
no,
when it
that's
matters.
not true anymore. That is not true
Seeming to
anymore.
get plucked out
Stop
of
making
nowhere
stuff up.
and into a bulk sale he oversaw. Whose fault
This
is
is
it?
the Night at
it
the
your
Roxbury
fault?
song.
He replied, "Yeah, I'm sorry.
This gentleman
I don't
here
take
was an actor
responsibility
on the
for it.
Workaholics
It was
TV
part of a
series.
portfolio.
This is not a real
a
news-
portfolio. A
They
whole
hired
bunch of
actors for this.
houses." Here's what the spokesperson for the pension fund has to say about that. Whether this was an error or willful misconduct to convey a title one did not own is something that the authorities may wish to review. Diggs told me he'd have his attorney call. We didn't get the call, and unfortunately, Mr. Diggs died shortly after we interviewed
Whoa!
him. Next.
This is not real. This is.
Was it a hit job?
I don't know, man. The home buyer.
You know the
portfolios.
journalist killed him.
Yeah, Mike.
Don't lie to
Myers.
me. Tell me the truth about these bulk home buyers. Then he runs over him with a truck.
Yeah, he was murdered over bulk home
This
buying.
woman's putting her hand out like, please go away, you weirdo.
She's like, you've stumbled onto a conspiracy more vast than that of a Jeffrey Epstein. Okay, you just got Clinton-assisted suicide because we stumbled on the home buyer portfolio. This is ridiculous.
On the mysterious quitclaim chain, Wendy Briggs.
I bought many homes from the Third Circuit Court appointed Douglas Diggs.
Tell me that's not Mike
I
Myers.
sold several of those homes.
Just because she has the Austin Powers teeth?
Dude, she's 100% Austin Powers.
Okay, well, but
in a
here's the
wig.
thing. Here's the thing, though. Mike Myers doesn't wear his Austin Powers teeth everywhere he goes.
Unless he was trying to run a portfolio scheme out of Detroit, Michigan. Which is not too far from Canada,
Come Back Home
where he
Ministries,
lives.
a church.
Wendy admits she'd never been to this church, but she quit claim the house to the church. Its reverend is a convicted felon named Sylvester Seal Murray.
So why do you give it
A
to
reverend named Seal?
Sylvester Murray and come back home
CL?
Seal.
CL?
I'm a reverend named Seal.
ministries for $1?
He wanted 32 of the home. No, he paid me.
So how much did he buy it for?
Never mind.
No.
I'm not saying she's ugly. I'm
Ding
saying
dong,
she's Mike
baby.
Myers.
I like
Dig dong. Yeah.
Babe station.
Is this the
Pretty.
babe station guy in a wig? Because he couldn't get pretty, so he's becoming his own pretty.
6,000.
Let's see what the reverend has to say.
Tell me about the ministry. Is this a
reverend.
ministry or is it?
Everybody calls themselves a reverend.
Reverend.
Like Jesse Lee Peterson is a reverend, too.
Anonymous says Billy's almost as salty as Clinton campaign HQ 3 years ago today. That's not true. I'm not salty at all.
It's just a money-making scheme. What is it?
Don't talk about that scheme. This is for real.
Yeah, it's real shady.
No, it's not a scheme. It's for real. It's real shady.
This makes the news even more entertaining. I like it like this.
Dude, a guy had to die, and they had to hire Mike Myers to make it entertaining. That's a little too much production value.
Mike Myers is on the decline, right?
They got Mike Myers on retainer after
The
he...
soundtrack cost more than Forrest Gump's.
It did.
Murray the
This
minister
reverend's
has a
played by the guy who was
past
Bubba
that's
Shrimp.
sinister.
What's
He
his
was
name?
a big shot in a heroin ring called Young Boys Inc. If
McKelty
anyone's
Williams.
soul needs saving, it's Sylvester Murray's. And if anyone needs some non-taxable money, it's Sylvester Murray. According to his 2011 bankruptcy, he owes the IRS $14 million.
Yeah, it's like an off version of Dirty Deeds. It's kind of like when WCW.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like they did like fake Pearl Jam and fake Nirvana.
Fake Nirvana.
Well, that actually kind of sounds like the Hardy Boys entrance song. This one, the one they're playing. Yeah.
He owes $14 million to the IRS.
14 million?
That's what they said.
That's a lot.
Because you filed for bankruptcy, you got $14 million in...
That's a person with me. They got nothing to do with come back home ministry.
I hate to...
Dude, we should make DP a religion so I don't have to pay taxes anymore.
Dude, can we be a religion and we'll run on...
It's very hard to get religious tax exempt status.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
What if we buy a church and we preach out of the church every Sunday?
I don't want to do that.
Why not? You pay it to the government or you pay it to the landlord for the church. Let's put the money... And we can invite people over for communion and stuff. We can give them little treats.
I don't know how you manage to take good ideas and turn them to such horrible ideas.
Are you serious? Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's Ben. I don't know if you've ever seen a good idea and recognized it.
We could just say this is a church service. We don't have to hold Sunday mass. We could say the podcast is a church
I guess
service.
just throw away the pageantry. You're like, you know how
I don't
hard it
want
is. You know how
pageantry.
hard it is to get church exemption, and I'm telling you how
is
easy
hard.
it is. Get a church and do church on Sunday, and you're like, you don't have to go that far. You could just do it in the room. And I'm like, you just said it was hard.
Got a man of the cloth.
I'm giving answers.
Well, I'm saying if it was that easy and all you had to do was have services, then we could just say this was a service and the people watching are a congregation. That's kind of what Jesse Lee Peterson does. But getting the exempt status is difficult.
Download the Brave browser, turn on ad
thank you.
notification, and give bats to BENPAI every month. Ben, can you tell who has given you the most bats?
No, but I'm hoping eventually they update that so I can see where exactly it comes from.
Thank you, Red Scare.
It's crypto, though, so I think it's kind of difficult. I don't know.
I can't even find this place. They're not on the...
All right, let's watch something else.
This was a wonderful news, by the way.
Do you want to watch more of it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to see where
It's
this
almost done.
goes.
Directory in the office they claim to rent. There's no one at either of their addresses. I caught the comeback home minister.
We have the scam minister. We have the fucking dude that straight up died after they talked to him. We have Michael Myers in a wig. This is a fucking amazing news story, and it just started out with porn music, Everything about this is they start playing Dire Straits, or was it Dire Straits?
No, they were playing Talking Heads.
Talking Heads, yeah.
Yeah, same as the number one.
Same as the number
Coming
one.
back out of the Mapleview Liquor Store in West Bloomfield.
Yeah, the reference.
So
he
where's
met
the
the reference in a
congregation
fucking
meet,
liquor
Rev?
store.
Church is on 15167. Okay, James Cousin. That's where the church is at, off Peterton.
You have a church?
Yes.
Nice try. That addresses this vacant lot. Next, I meet up with
Nice
Franz
try,
and Vijay.
Larry.
A warning, this guy's kind of camera shy. Might be because he's a registered sex offender.
No! They brought it up. They brought it up. They brought it up. Not me. Not me.
Right.
Not me. They brought it up.
Right. But those two words I don't think are on the list. The P word is.
We can see.
That's why it's better if you choose your words.
I need to find out about this quit claim deed.
We can see why
that you
Ben didn't want to finish
with this house
video.
from Come Back Home Ministries.
I wish.
You bought this house for $8,000.
We should start a church under the name Preaching to the Choir Ministries.
This guy's having a lot of problems.
You know
with his
G-Man
house.
has never
Can you fill me in on what this is
got
all
that
about?
copywritten.
I bought a house and it was not good. I didn't want the deal. It was.
I like how he's making shit up.
So this guy at least checked the title on the house and realized it belonged to Kevin years ago.
I like how he
so
finally
why
let his
is
hand
Wendy
down.
Briggs listing Kevin's
Mike
house
Myers is in
now?
this movie.
Why is
Turn
it
on ad notifications.
Sorry, I just played
and
this
give
again to
bats
test
Ben
it.
by every month.
Yeah.
There's
Ben,
no
can
setting
you
on
tell who
right
has
now
given you the most bats?
to make shit anonymous. I just
Yeah.
double checked it.
That's why I've been trying to read everybody's name as they come in.
Yeah,
guys.
we appreciate your support, guys. I don't know why this is happening.
We just need a little bit, like $163.92.
You guys are great, and
That's
I'm
all we
confident
need,
we're going to
guys.
make
That's
it.
all
I'm
we
not
need.
worried.
Blames it on Sylvester Murray and Come Back Home Ministries.
So did Murray contact you earlier this year and say, hey, sell this house on Monroe?
Yes, yes, he did.
But he acts like this is news to him. Now, she put the house up for sale. This Briggs did.
When was this?
Like this
What do
year.
you mean?
Okay.
For Wendy Briggs and Sylvester Murray, Kevin's house wasn't his home. It was just another thing. A thing to be traded. Wendy's now taking the house off her website. Nobody's contacted Kevin in
And then
months.
James
Maybe they
Gandolfini is in this movie too. This is fucking great. The production for this film was through the roof.
Isn't he dead?
I mean, I think he lives in this house in
they had
Detroit.
to reanimate him.
Yeah, the necromancing the Stone, starring James Gandolfini.
Have you seen Gandolfini's son? I think they might bring him in to play Tony Soprano.
Well, that's they're filming a movie, a prequel movie to play him.
Yeah, yeah.
So it should be pretty good. I think it's coming out this year.
realized
I think it's
this
already filmed.
thing wasn't going to make them money, which leads us back to Professor Akers and why he thinks bulk portfolio sales are so destructive. Remember, many of the houses in
I
Detroit
had no idea this existed and how they were able to do that.
were purchased in bulk, and he said
it's almost as bad as eminent domain, where the government can just take your property just because it can.
when the buyers can't make money off them, they bail.
When you can't convince someone to take the home anymore, what do?
It's like, have you ever heard of eminent domain? It's like they want to build a freeway, but there's a house in the way, so they just pay you what they think is fair enough for them to pay you.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you don't even get to bargain over it or anything.
Right.
And there's no chance of you keeping your property.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's so crazy. I think there would have to be really, really extreme circumstances for that to be okay.
They walk away. It goes to tax foreclosure auction. It goes all the way through. It goes to the land bank, and the public's on the hook for paying the bill.
porn music.
And ultimately, it destroys the city and the neighborhoods.
Yeah, piece by piece.
A DP
Now, Kevin
religion?
says he spoke.
Allahu Akbar.
Yeah. If Ben doesn't
Aloha snack bar.
If Ben doesn't jump on this religion train with me, I'm gonna just start my own religion.
I said I want the tax exempt status. It's great, but now we've just admitted our plan on a live stream.
Thank you, Alex. What do you mean? All good religions start with a plan.
I mean, okay, whatever.
You think Joseph Smith was like, I want to fuck hella wives. I don't need a plan though. I'm just gonna start a religion. No, he planned his religion.
Right, but he didn't stand in the public square and air his entire plan publicly.
Isn't that
That's
the
what I'm
best
saying.
though? Because I'm a
Listen to-
prophet.
Hear the goalpost
I've
moving
been
right now?
prophesized.
You hear that?
Ben?
How he does that? How he
I've been
shifts
prophesized.
everything.
This
Speaking to
moment right
investigators
here,
from
right
the
now,
Wayne
I have a
County
direct
you
prayer
bringing the
to our
tablets down
Lord.
from the mount.
Oh yes,
Is that what this is?
This is the moment where the Lord
Wow.
summoned Himself and materialized in the midst of Mike Myers in a dress and the seal, the portfolio buying home flipper, Reverend Seal. This is when I was told that they were in the wrong, Ben.
Can we crucify Egghead?
Let's do it.
Fraud task force. He also says he's reported Wendy Briggs to the State Board of Realtors. Wendy told me over the phone, quote, "This has been a complete nightmare." She says...
All right. Man, that was some entertaining news, though. And it had like a story arc to it.
Dude, a fucking guy died. A guy died in that story. How often do you see that on the news where they're interviewing a guy and be like, oh, but when we went to follow up, he was dead. What? How is that a thing? Usually the news starts out with someone dying. We don't get the death within the story. He died for our cringe. Dylan DePickle says. It's true. It's true. That's true.
All right, so one last news story, and this is kind of a follow-up on something that we covered before. Those parents were going to jail or in danger of going to jail for neglecting their adoptive daughter, which they claim to be an adult dwarf that tried to murder them.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
And I said at that time that was so crazy. I can't wait for that movie to be made about it. And everybody was like, "Well, that's already a movie. It's called Orphan." And I'm like, "How?"
Yeah, it's the spoiler.
Do you think they watched Orphan and was like, "Let's get a dwarf from Ukraine to come live in our Slovenia or wherever the dwarf is from"?
I think it was Ukraine.
And be our
I'll
daughter?
start the video
Yeah.
here.
Now with that wild story about an Indiana couple charged with abandoning their adopted daughter who has a rare form of dwarfism. They say she's really an adult con artist who threatened them, and now the adopted daughter is speaking out for the first time in an exclusive...
Okay, that's a dwarf,
That's
dude.
dwarf face.
That's 100% a dwarf.
Oh my god, I could tell because you love dwarfs.
Yeah.
You love them a lot.
Yeah, I do.
You don't love children.
No.
But when you see her, you see someone you love.
I see a dwarf here.
Yeah.
And this is what's fucked up.
Yeah.
These parents either hired a dwarf to fuck up Social Security and steal from the government, or they are nationalists that couldn't realize that this was a dwarf and thought that's just what all Ukrainian babies look like.
That's a horror film.
Yeah.
You adopt a kid. It's a grown-ass person.
Orphan.
That wants to kill you.
The movie 2014
It's
Orphan.
Orphan.
That's the movie.
It is the plot. It's the exact plot to the film Orphan.
And this exists in real life. This is... Joe, Ben's gone. This is a simulation we live in.
It's a simulation.
Oh, hi, Ben. Hi. Not to stir things up, Ben. We were just talking amongst ourselves.
I see a future president.
interview with Dr. Phil. He's going to join us live after this report from Paula Ferris.
future president.
I guess it comes down to whether or not you are an evil psychopath demon child.
I guess it comes down to whether or not you're an evil psychopath demon child. Like, or what? Or what? What's the or?
Or an evil psychopath midget.
Yeah. What's the or here, Dr. Phil? Bring us to the or. Play.
I'm over here to murder everybody.
This morning,
What do
Natalia
you say?
Barnett, the girl at the center of that adoption scandal, is speaking out for the first time.
Holy shit, she's
There's
adopted, and her adoptive mom looks
I don't
more
think
like
that,
her.
I don't think this is her adoptive mom.
I don't think so. They wouldn't be holding hands.
Right. They're like in court against each other. This is probably like her lawyer or translator.
Or one of her enablers.
Yeah, the circus handler.
There's
Something's
been a lot
wrong
of
with that woman she's
controversy,
holding hands
obviously, about your age because of the family that you were with before. How old are you?
I'm 16.
I mean, that's believable. She could be 16.
No, she's 47.
I think she'd look a little. I think she'd be a little more wrinkled in the
Ben,
face. Maybe have some gray up top.
Ben.
Yeah.
Ben.
What?
Michael Myers in a wig.
Do you mean Mike?
Is this
Mike
Vern
Myers?
Troyer in a wig?
Do you mean
Is this Vern Troyer in a wig?
Do you mean the killer from Halloween?
Yeah, Michael Myers. Michael Myers. He
goes by
did
Mike because
Wayne.
of that movie.
He
Yeah,
did
because
Wayne.
of that movie.
Yeah.
He did. He had to change his name when he.
You're
did
not letting
Wayne's
him forget.
World. Is this Mini-Me? Is this Vern Troyer in a wig?
Vern Troyer's dead.
Or did he become this orphan?
You're 16?
Yes.
Her former adoptive parents, Michael and Kristen
Can't
Barnett,
they give her some kind of test to try and determine her age? Like,
they did?
Can't
are
like
now
a DNA
facing
test?
jail time
Yeah,
after
if you
being
cut off their arm and you look at how many rings.
How many rings? Yeah.
Stop. That's
charged
how they
with
got so
neglect
short.
for allegedly abandoning Natalia.
They say that you scammed them, that you lied about your age and came over here and terrorized them.
It's not true at all.
They both pleaded not guilty and say they believed she was 6 years old when they adopted her in 2010, but soon after, they began questioning Natalia's age.
Oh, man.
The Marion County Superior Court
She hasn't changed in
ruled.
size, so if she was already an adult from the get-go, like she has changed in size, rather.
Is that the genius Lanny Poffo right there?
It looks a lot like Lanny.
That's Macho Man Randy Savage's brother.
Lanny doesn't. I've never seen him with a beard.
That her-
Oh, yeah,
Well, when
he's
he was
got
the
one now.
when he now he does.
I think
too?
he does. Maybe not now. but
Back in the
he
day
used
when
to.
he was the genius, he had.
Yeah, he had a beard. This is the
Birth year
genius
would be
Lanny
changed
Poffo
from
was her lawyer.
2003 to 1989, effectively changing her from 8 to 22 years old.
Michael Barnett recently told us Natalia was trying to harm them.
Natalia would do things like place clear thumbtacks on the stairs, face up, so that when
That's hilarious.
Okay, I take it back.
She's a
It's-
prankster.
It's not Vern Troyer in a wig. It's Macaulay Culkin in a wig.
The good son.
The Home Alone. Oh, the good son.
Yeah.
I think he was doing Home Alone tactics.
Oh, no. He also was a terrorist child.
Hold up.
In a movie called The Good Son
But
with
in the
Elijah
good son,
Wood.
in the good son, did he put thumbtacks and Matchbox cars down to stop the sticky
Stuff
bandits?
like that. He was evil. He was an evil, scheming boy.
But he did the Home Alone stuff too. Like he
it
made the
came out
paint
of your-
cans fly down and hit him in the head.
No, not literally, not all
Oh.
the stuff. But he did kill people and stuff
Huh.
like that. He was an evil boy, and his mom kills him in the end.
So maybe she watched too much Macaulay Culkin growing up.
I can't believe
And
you
that's-
missed that reference to say The Good Son.
No, it's Home Alone. Maybe she was a really big Macaulay Culkin fan. And that's where
Yeah.
she got the idea. She's like,
She
good
saw
son.
his psycho child.
Yeah, she's like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do the good son thing, but also the Home Alone thing, and she melded them together.
Yes, that's the one, Boobry.
Yeah.
we would walk up the stairs, we would be stepping on thumbtacks to pain and injure ourselves.
But Natalia, who suffers from a rare form of dwarfism, is now sharing her side of the story with Dr. Phil.
Why did they want to get rid of you so badly?
I don't know. I just know that a lot of stuff happened and Christine started questioning my age.
Natalia, who spoke with her new adoptive parents by her side, maintains that she never lied about her age.
Those are her new parents. Yes.
Oh man.
How did she find someone else to adopt her?
They claim that
She's been
they
doing
did
it for
both
40 years.
and-
It's the
She's
money thing.
That's her racket.
Yeah, she's doing it for 40 fucking years. She's a master at this. They come in, she's got a gigantic lollipop in her hand. She's like, we represent
guild and all that. I don't remember going through a bone scan. I remember going through a bone scan in Michigan.
And the bone scan in Michigan.
Always in Michigan. All this weird stuff. Both of our news stories today had something to do with Michigan. And Joe, where are you from originally?
New Jersey.
Liar.
I lived in Michigan.
Okay,
but
you
I'm
lived in
originally
Michigan.
from New Jersey. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
A lot of sick
Michigan
things come out of
stank.
Michigan.
Yeah.
She was 14.
I even have paperwork saying that.
And says she never tried to harm the Barnetts.
Did you ever stand at the foot of their bed, around their bed, in their room, watch them sleep with a knife in your hand?
No.
That's like fucking.
She's lying. Look at her face.
Could you imagine that though? That is scary. A little dwarf holding a knife.
oh, dude,
Stand at the foot of your
that's
bed.
one of my fantasies.
Oh well, what a
Never.
I want a little
Did
dwarf
you
to
ever
jump out
want-
of the wastebasket in my room and scream, "Choppy, choppy, your pee-pee!"
It's like that. It's like that scene in Child's Play where Chucky first comes to life and tries to like murder the mom before she throws him into the fire. Have you ever seen that movie?
Yeah. Stupid lady.
Yep.
To stab them.
No.
For Good Morning America, Paula Ferris, ABC News.
They're making up some weird. I mean, if they are lying, if the parents are lying,
Yeah.
that's some crazy stuff to make up.
Yeah.
That girl doesn't look like a 16-year-old dwarf. She looks like a 34-year-old dwarf.
Yeah. She does look like an old dwarf. You know dwarfs very well.
Oh, dude, I can carbon date a dwarf just by their farts alone.
Mm-hmm.
Let her blow one in my face. Just a nice hot rifter. I'll go. Let's go.
White dwarfs fought in my face.
First one, I'll get the decade down. The second one, there'll be like hints of nutmeg, and I know the exact year and month they were born.
White dwarfs fought in my face. Matters.
Matters.
There's that little pause. He goes, white guys fought in my face. Matters. Like that. Please. I want to smell the sweet aroma of a cream-colored gentleman.
God damn.
This girl right here, like, she's dressed like a little kid, so we think that she's like smaller than she is on that seat, but she's no smaller here than she is on that damn seat. And look at her hand. She's got a fucking hand tattoo. Did nobody check her for hand tattoos? It's a hand tattoo.
Like, she's already moved on to new parents, though. It's weird.
Yeah, because she's done this 40 times before. It's crazy. I can't believe she stole this idea from Macaulay Culkin's best two movies, Good Son and Home Alone 2.
Yeah.
Sorry, Tim Curry.
And they made a biopic retroactively.
Yeah, before this came out, they're like, you know what? We got to make this biopic before she does this. We'll call it Orphan. Dude, we live in a simulation. This is not real life. I'm being disconnected from reality every single day when I become more aware of it. And that scares the hell out of me. But it's exciting. I'm here for it. So please don't unplug this simulation. Keep playing, guys. I'll try to entertain you as much as I can.
Yep.
I know the entire earth is going to shit and you laugh at us like an alien ant farm. But I'm the good boy. I'm the sweet boy. Keep watching for me. Don't turn off the simulation, please.
On that note, crazy person segment.
Joe and I danced for like 2.5 minutes in our kitchen today to a Christian rock song.
What song?
Stephen Curtis Chapman, Dive.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
I never heard it either, but he started dancing. I didn't know it was a Christian song till we were done. I was like, was that a Christian song? He's like, yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, it's one of my favorite songs.
Yeah.
I've got a video that I want Billy to respond to.
Oh?
Okay.
Here it is.
What's good, people? El Presador back with another video. And it's no secret what a scumbag pile of filth I think Boogie 2988 is.
Okay.
And that is for a plethora of reasons that I've already discussed.
Anything you disagree with yet, Joe?
The scumbags. Listen, I made my feelings on Boogie clear a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
They have not changed. But the target has. I realized it was all about Boogie. So anything that is being said by the speaker about Boogie is actually about Billy in my mind.
Yeah.
Okay?
Interesting.
And, you know, if I'm going to keep it 100% real with you guys, I love it when terrible things happen to him in his life. It couldn't happen to a better person. And, you know, one of the things I can't stand about this piece of trash is just what a con man he is. What a fraud. So
Real
as I
quick,
show you
this video,
picture,
this gentleman is talking, I just love it when bad things happen to people.
That is pretty shitty.
That makes you a wonderful human being, and your opinion immediately goes top tier for me. Thank you for making that clear.
Well, he
that
wasn't
this is
saying a
unbiased.
person. He was saying Boogie. And a lot of people think that Boogie isn't quite a person.
Well, yeah, because a lot of people don't think fat people are human. They look at them as cattle.
No, not all fat
They
people.
look at them
I
as
think-
cattle?
Yeah.
Maybe cannibals?
No, they look at fat people as if they're just cattle in a field and they're not human. It's disgusting. The disconnection, the dehumanization of morbidly obese human beings in our world. And I'm going to let this guy talk because I'm going to shut him down in a series of responses after he says his dumb shit.
All right, let's see.
Boogie, it's not to make fun of him because he's fat or anybody that's struggling with their weight. It's to just basically expose one of the biggest cons that he's pulled off. So let's look at this picture of Boogie so we can highlight, you know, one of the biggest cons he's pulled off. One of the ways that he's scammed and manipulated his viewers for money. So we can see in this picture
just pause and scam and manipulate how many times this guy said the same exact thing over and over again to waste our fucking time.
Well, the video's got to be over 10 minutes to put more than
you
one ad
scam
on
piece of shit. Be more literate. Talk good.
Here, the before picture. He obviously can still stand and move around, and he can diet. He's like 600 pounds or whatever the hell he was right here. So he could clearly diet and lose some weight.
He's not 600 pounds there.
But instead, he takes the lazy, gluttonous, easy way out, and he opts for gastric bypass
All right, surgery is not easy. Surgery is not easy.
Yeah, the
for one
surgery is
thing.
terribly hard. You have to lose a ton of weight before you can qualify
It is
for
the
it.
coward's way out, though.
Well, the coward's way out is the Japanese forest.
No, it's very brave to commit suicide. Are you nuts?
I don't know.
Very brave.
Huh.
Suicide is one of the bravest things.
Never thought about it like that.
Yeah, it's very brave.
That's harikari.
Mm-hmm. And actually, in a couple of generations, we're going to have going out parties for people that are willingly taking themselves out.
You know, honestly, I don't know if you're joking or not, but that would be an interesting look at suicide and depression, to have your own goodbye party.
Yeah.
And maybe it would change.
They'll have parades and everything.
I'll be honest with you. We had a goodbye party with Boogie. He was going to take his own life, most likely, at a certain point.
Well, no, not likely, because he's a coward. That's
He's
what
not
I'm
a coward.
saying. He's never going to commit suicide. He doesn't have the balls.
And VidCon basically was his way of realizing that, he didn't have to take that route. He was very depressed.
He just used
very
everybody
depressed.
for a momentary short circuit. That's all he did.
Well, we all use our friends.
No, he's an emotional manipulator.
I use you. I emotionally manipulate you.
No, we have.
I can't hang out with Onision anymore, so I make you go to dinner with him.
Well, we have a symbiotic relationship.
We do. It's gross.
It's mutual benefit.
Yeah, there could be 12 beds in a house, and for some reason we share one.
That is.
What the hell's wrong
That's
with us?
basically for weak individuals who don't want to put any effort into losing weight or their health or anything like that. So what they do is they pay a doctor to basically shrink their stomach
really quick.
surgically.
This guy is a dickhead.
He's a moron.
He's a moron and a dickhead.
Yeah.
They pay a doctor because they're weak. They can't lose what. That's exactly what they are. They are weak. That there's a reason why they're addicted to food and overeating, because they're weak and they're compensating with the one thing that they can have for an initial decrease of pain.
But now it sounds like you're using him to make yourself look better. Because
I look really good.
Yeah, but you did this without the need for surgery.
Because you know what? I have willpower and other people don't. That's not a slight against them.
So you're saying Boogie...
And it's also not gluttonous. I mean, you can't be gluttonous when your stomach is like that.
Force themselves to stop eating and force the weight loss. But here's the big problem I have with that. Here's the reason I think Boogie is such a scumbag for doing this. All his viewers and subscribers are applauding him, how brave he is, how much work he's done, when in reality, the doctor did all that work. He did nothing. The
doctor did not do all that work.
You do have to get to a target weight to even... Yeah.
You have to heal. You have to continue exercising and doing a ton of self-maintenance after the surgery. I didn't do the surgery because the surgery seemed way fucking harder to me
than
just losing weight.
Too.
Yeah, the money without the money, the surgery seemed like way more work than just... Boogie had to do something to lose weight. I had to not do something. I had to not eat certain foods.
He could have not done something too.
He could have, but it didn't work for him. So he had to go and seek out a surgery. He had to actually do something that cut into his body and tore pieces of his body apart for him to lose weight. I just had to stop.
He went to sleep and woke up and the surgery was done. And he didn't put any effort into losing weight. He couldn't eat. He had to diet. He couldn't eat or he would probably die. Literally, you have this surgery, you go to buffet, you'll die. So we have here the before picture, the gluttonous whale, and then here we have the after, all the work that the doctor did.
So is he gaining the weight back, or is this just a bad picture?
I think this is a bad picture.
Yeah, it's an
but
unflattering
but whatever it is, you have to look at the facts that a year ago at VidCon 2018, I went to downtown Disney with Boogie, and he had to ride there on his little hover-round scooter, couldn't walk.
Yes.
And then this year, I went to VidCon 2019, and we went to Disneyland with Boogie, and we walked all around the park and rode all the rides together, and he didn't have a hover-round scooter, and this guy walked 9 miles that day.
I guess all we have to do is talk about Boogie, and for some reason, like, we got a huge influx of viewers. So I don't know.
So if you want to talk shit about Boogie's weight, realize this motherfucker is walking, and he's got a travel channel going. He is out there moving, and his quality of life has increased.
He could
so
hardly
much.
walk when I met him.
Yeah.
I am absolutely a witness to the fact that he could hardly walk when I first met him, and I believe that he walked around Disneyland with Billy for a whole day.
Yeah, he literally, his counter was 9 miles he walked that day. And he wasn't even going to do both parks. He was like, I'm just going to do the one park today. And I'm like, man, I got to do both parks. I never did Disneyland before. And he's like, fuck it, I'll do both parks. So we're walking all around the parks. He stopped. He had a couple of snackies and stuff.
And you could see he lost
That's
a
fine.
significant amount of weight. Oh, how proud we are of Boogie. Oh, thank God we donated all that money so that he could have this surgery. And this is in February 2018. And now look at him now in about October 2019, and he doesn't look very much different than before he got the surgery. How in the hell?
First of all, your after picture is at a weird angle, and it's all blurry.
The angle's nonsense. This guy's full of shit, but Boogie is a piece of shit. Just not for the fat thing. A lot of people are fat. My best friend's fat.
To be like, oh man, this guy almost died because of how fat he is, and now he's gaining weight, and I love it. I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't like this guy, and I don't want to be a party to this piece of shit. But I do think Boogie should die in a fire, and I want to tell you why.
Why? Because it'll smell good?
Not only that, it's his emotional manipulation. I think he's sick. I think he wastes people valuable time and resources. I think he wastes Billy's time all the time. You told us he had a meeting of the minds in his hotel room, and he was basically using you guys to convince him not to commit suicide.
That's not true.
That's not how you not commit suicide.
No.
You don't make it a burden on everybody else.
It's not true.
And he's not actually suicidal. He has no courage. You saw
It's
that.
not true.
You saw that. That's why Anita Sarkeesian went
not
after him.
true.
Yeah, he did back down from Anita Sarkeesian.
Yeah, exactly.
He suffers
No
from
courage. That's not a guy who's
crippling anxiety.
Yeah.
Crippling anxiety.
Rightfully
Then
so.
he's in the wrong business.
You know why he has anxiety? Not only is he a serial masturbator, but he has anxiety because he has nothing to be brave about. Look at him. He's terrible. He's not like a healthy fat. He's not like a good fat. He's not somebody who wears their fat well. Like
When is being really fat healthy?
there's some people that wear their fat wonderfully well. Wonderfully well.
He's a terribly...
I love
This
looking at some fat people.
This sounds like... You sound like Trump right now.
Wonderfully well.
He's a terribly
I'm saying
broken human
there's some
being,
huge
and
people.
despite that, he's seen wonderful success on his own merits.
There's some beautiful fat people.
I'm
talking huge. But Boogie is not a beautiful fat person. He's a sick, demented. He looks like a villain when he's on that roller pig thing. You know, when he's rolling himself.
Roller pig.
When he rolls himself around. He doesn't need it. He never did. He's just manipulating it.
So that's your theory. You have a conspiracy theory that Boogie
Yes.
never actually needed it.
Yeah.
He just faked it and then later stopped using it to pretend.
That he had cured himself. You see, the whole thing
How do you
is-
feel about that
The
theory?
AdSense stopped coming in, so he couldn't hire the roller pig to ride
Yeah,
around
then
it
he-
anymore. He had to sell it.
And then he bought that Tesla and wanted his fans to
He
pay
traded
for
the
it.
roller pig in for a Tesla. It's not true.
Yep.
You just said it.
No, I was re-spouting the ignorance that y'all were perpetrating to show you how stupid it sounded.
You were signal boosting us.
Nope.
It's not stupid. You just defend him because you like to feel like the hero to emotionally manipulative people because it gives you a reason to waste your time on people.
Well,
That's why I'm your hero.
He does also have fat bias. Billy has fat bias.
It's fat bias, but it's also people that he views to be more damaged than him. So if a girl has BPD, for example, he'll be the first one lining up at her door because he feels like she's damaged enough to accept him for what he is because he feels he's deeply damaged. That's why when he's talking about a sexy girl, he'll always use very sick terms to describe her.
He does
like
do that.
he'll say she's got big old stink tits.
Yeah.
Fucking
And-
gross stink fat tits. It's like he has to make it disgusting.
It's true.
In order to bring it down to a level. It's
I-
what low
I
class
do
men
that.
do.
Even when he knows that his mother is listening.
I do that.
Even when he knows that his mother's listening. And his
Yeah.
mother's very classy and beautiful.
I do that for comedic
Yeah.
effect.
Can't believe he does that.
I want to make sure it's so over the top that you know when I'm utilizing toxic masculinity, it's for comedic purpose only, and not
Sometimes.
to perpetuate the toxic masculinity of our patriarchy.
Do you gain
Sometimes,
weight
but not always.
after gastric bypass surgery? It is unbelievable. You have to be a complete gluttonous pile of human waste to do this. Are you glad, people? Are you glad that you donated the money so that he could go and spend, I don't know, 20 grand on this surgery and pretty much waste all of your hard-earned money?
I mean, if they give him the money, it's not their money anymore. It's his money.
Yeah.
So it's their choice.
Yeah, I'm not getting on somebody's choice
Archimus,
for convincing people. to give him
Archimus
money.
just chucked us $2 and said, "I saw Boogie a year ago and he walked miles." It was quoting me.
So you stood there and...
But this
Oh,
wasn't
okay.
a year ago. This wasn't a year ago. This was in July. This was mid-July. So
Yeah.
this was, what, 4 months ago?
Yeah.
This was 4 months ago?
And he has a channel now. He does travel vlogs, and he's walking around
all over the
Yeah.
country. He's driving around. He's so much more mobile. He's
You like Boogie not only because he's famous, but he makes you feel important.
And
That's
he's fat.
why.
No.
And there's also the fat thing.
I
but
like
that's fat
Boogie because we share a similar origin story. We were dark, sad, fat people that put on the fucking clown mask to smile and make other people laugh. So
you
we
see,
wouldn't
you're
have
projecting that onto him. He's never been funny.
Oh, people love him, and
Yeah,
up
but
until
people
they
love terrible
realized
stuff.
how the fucking hamburger was made, they ate the Happy Meal. And then they realized how the hamburger was made, and they were fucking,
Look at you.
This toy depresses me.
Look at
This
you
is
making
childhood
McDonald's
obesity.
analogy.
I'm sorry. Up until the motherfuckers realized how gross that beef patty
Yeah.
was, they ate the motherfucker up.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
They were gullible, and now they were once blind. Now they can see. They're better.
They can
They can see now. So they grew out of him. That's what should happen.
It's because they no longer are satiated by the way that he made them feel. He made them feel happy because he himself was sacrificing his happiness to give to the happiness of others.
The problem with gluttons isn't just that they waste everybody else's resources and meat space. It's that psychologically they're doing far more harm to everybody who has to look at them for an extended period of time. And also, they're a drain on your emotional resources as well, because that's part of gluttony. It's very sympathetic to vice. Weakness is sympathetic to vice.
I'm an
If they
emotional
see somebody
philanthropist.
has
I can handle it.
No, that's the thing. You're very sympathetic to vice. If somebody is big and strong, like who's a really nice, positive role model that you don't like? A beacon of health.
Keep wondering. I think Terry Crews is lovely. Keep going on.
But that's your black people fetish too, because you think that a lot of them are disenfranchised.
I love John
You see,
Cena.
there
I think
always has
John
to-
Cena's a wonderful
Yeah,
human
but
being.
you only like John
trolling.
Cena.
No. You know what? You know what?
Because he's trolling.
That's one of the examples of where Billy
Yeah.
does his thing where he takes the unpopular position and pretends that he actually argues it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yes.
Here's the thing.
Yes.
I don't take positions. If there's a position nobody else is taking, I want to give you a contrasting
Right.
opinion.
That's called being a contrarian.
Not a contrarian. I want to show
Angel's
you why
advocate.
maybe.
That's why you think all the new Star Wars movies are the best Star Wars movies.
They're the best Star Wars movies because they're the best Star Wars movies. We have a history of thinking that the New Hope was some groundbreaking film, and it was for its time.
A New Hope was huge.
But if it comes out today, we're gonna be like, "Oh, it's Starship Troopers. That was cool."
A New Hope stayed in the theaters for way longer than the average movie.
Most
When
movies
adjusted
stayed in theaters
inflation,
for a
it's still
long
one of the
time
top
back
10
then.
grossing films, but yeah.
We didn't have a whole lot of movies.
It
that
had a
would- that
longer
would have
theater
sta-
run even for movies of that time period.
Not that much longer. Casablanca had a really long theater run. Snow White had a really long theater run.
Home Alone had a really, really long one. It lasted like half of a year.
Home Alone was still in theaters when Home Alone 2 came out on VHS.
Gone with the Wind is still the
I lied
highest
about
grossing
that.
picture of
That's
all
not
time. That's how long Gone with the Wind aired. It came out in 1939. And
Yeah.
when adjusted for inflation, it's still the highest grossing
From his
film of all
before
time.
picture and his now picture, you can see his stomach is just as extended.
Okay, I'm done with this guy.
That
it's
Christopher
not a
Tom
good
video
picture.
exposed how much of an emotional, manipulative piece of shit Boogie is. That says John Apocalypse. Thank you for your money, John Apocalypse. What you guys aren't recognizing is that Boogie is manipulative. I don't think it's on purpose. I think it's a survival technique that he goes through because he's dealing with anxiety all the time and he can't control.
But
he can't
nobody's
control
helping
himself.
him as is. Nobody's helping him. They're not helping him by saying, "Oh no, you have so much to live for. You're great." No, he's obviously doing something wrong. That's why he's.
I didn't tell him he had so much to live for.
Here's a screen still from the same video where it shows that.
Yeah, he looks better.
Yeah, I mean it's selectively used.
But he's still depressed because he's still a glutton at heart.
He's still depressed because he's still depressed.
Because he took the coward's way.
Because he's full of fucking anxiety and depression and all types of other
Everyone
shit.
has anxiety and depression.
Yeah, everybody has anxiety and depression.
Yeah, well-
the reason why he's an addict who never cured his
Not
addiction
everyone.
himself.
Not everyone has hundreds of thousands of people calling him a manipulative piece of shit all the time, and you have to respond to that because you can't walk away from the internet because you live on the internet because you spent most of your life too fat to go outside, so you created a bond with the online communities that actually
that's what I'm
made
saying.
you. That actually made you.
Yeah,
a
you're calling him
successful
what I'm calling him, a
YouTuber.
leech. A fucking leech.
We're all leeches in some
He's
way or
a no,
another.
of course, we all take more from the system
He
than we put
has-
back
he
into it. But
has-
I'm telling you that he is the worst kind of node. He's a parasite. He's there to use your time, your energy, and all of the... You can sit there and you can just pour into this hole. It's like those weird parasites that take on the pheromone smell of the baby ants, and the ants just keep feeding it, and it becomes this big, grotesque blob that swallows up the baby and eventually kills the ants because the pheromone is being released of the hunger thing. That's exactly what Boogie is. He's a big old fucking fungus. Wow. A gross parasite. Constantly. And you keep feeding him because you have an instinct, a good instinct, but he's using you. He always has used you. He uses people with good instincts.
No.
And people like you throw way too much emotional weight too quickly to the slightest prompting.
Nope.
And people like you, all you need to hear is somebody going, "I'm going to commit suicide," for you to go, "Should I do something?"
That's not
Probably
true.
not. They never do it.
That's not true. That's not true.
It's true.
Give a counterexample.
That's true.
Boogie puts more into this world than he takes out, but he takes out from the world, and that's why most entertainers don't rely on their fan base to soothe their emotions, and he does. And that's why he's getting knocked down, because he's using his fan base as somewhat of a crutch to make it through the day.
You do that too, right?
I do all the fucking time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whenever I'm having a bad day, I get online and I'm like, put my fucking face out like this. And I know because I look so handsome that my fans will be like, "Oh, Bill Fridge, you've lost so much weight. You're so attractive. I want to give you big suckins." And I'm like, "Yeah, daddy. Yeah." It happens every time.
But what are you going to do when the well dries up? It's very fickle, public opinion. It has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with what they're putting
When the
into
well
you.
dries up, I'll just go fucking find another well, dude.
No, you won't.
Of course
No,
I
this
will.
is your- you've put all your stuff in this. Oh, you've put all your self-worth in the hands of other people.
So
it's a terrible
There's
thing.
always going to
It's
be
a
other
terrible
people.
Thing.
There's always, and plus my self-worth. I'm an entertainer, so it is always going to be in the hands of other people. It's by design. If there's no audience, then who the fuck am I talking to?
If I do a tweet and it doesn't do well, I forget about it and don't care.
Yeah, I just make
What
another
happened-
one and it does well eventually. That's what happens when you have talent.
Yeah.
I know the train's
What
going
a
to come
cop-out
soon.
response.
You know, Billy, when you make a tweet and it doesn't do well, you
It bothers
make another
you,
tweet and
right?
it does well. No. Because I know I'm going to do just fine later on. My life wasn't just one lucky break, you know? It's a consistent of unlucky breaks that have kept me from being... Basically, I should have been Chris Farley. I should have been John Candy. I should have been John Belushi. I should have been all those boys.
Why?
Because they were big, fat, funny guys. They got huge.
They all died really young.
Well, maybe that should have happened too, but I'm too old for that. So now I have to be fucking Bruce Valanche.
Do you really think you're at their level, though?
What?
You're at a John Candy, Chris Farley,
He said I
John
should have
Belushi.
been.
I could have been. I should have been.
He's giving the I could have been.
I could have been. Should have been. But I didn't get. I didn't get that break
Yeah.
that put me over the top.
Yeah.
So it's just that you didn't get the break.
I mean,
you're just as good as those guys you just named. It was just
not
that
just
you were
as
held
good.
back.
Not just as good. Better. But I didn't have the opportunities they had. I didn't have the opportunities.
I love how you can like justify this in your own mind. It has nothing to do with you. You're just as good as some of the biggest names in comedy.
12, 13, 14-year-old Bill Fridge had access to cocaine, methamphetamines, crack, all
Yeah,
the,
but
all
then
the
your
drugs.
dad had to move out.
All the drugs, and he didn't do them. He didn't do the drugs and have himself die young. Better than them.
Is anything that you do that doesn't turn out right ever your responsibility, or is there always?
It's always what I do or
Ben's
don't
giving
do.
you the NPD test.
Literally everything. Literally everything I do is my responsibility. 100%. I'm responsible for everything around me.
Okay.
I'm responsible for every single thing, good or bad, and there's a lot of good.
It's the most nefarious form of narcissism.
Right,
the
right,
Messiah
right.
complex.
Right,
So he
right.
thinks if somebody's unhappy around him or is failing around him, it's his fault, and he'll take it on.
I mean,
it's
it's
a
not
strange
my-
form.
it's not my
still a form of
fault.
narcissism.
It's not my
a
fault.
form of self-centeredness.
It's not my
It's
fault.
like when a child thinks a parent's divorce is her fault or his fault.
Interesting.
Yeah,
It's not my
still
fault.
A form
It's
of
my
narcissism.
opportunity.
Do a bong hit, Billy. It'll make
It's
you
my
feel good.
opportunity. It's not my fault. It's my opportunity.
You didn't.
If I see somebody who around me is not happy,
When
it's my
Boogie
opportunity
finally
to
does
change
kill
that.
himself, it's not because you did it. All right, it's because I did. All right, just want you to know.
Man, I just saw the defeated look on his face.
Yeah, it hurt him.
Yeah. Look, he won't make. He's avoiding eye contact right
You're
now.
wearing aviators. I can't. All I see is the glare of your screen, which for some reason, in the glare of your glasses, is a big dick. Like you're looking at a dick porn on one of those screens. I think. Oh no, it's just the reflection of you on the
I
screen.
want to
you
be
big
like Donald
dick.
Trump.
Never mind. There's the big
That's
dick.
it. I think this guy is a fucking man. I think he's the perfect example for a man to fucking base himself on, whether you love him or you hate him. I think he demonstrates that, you get what you fucking work for.
You get what
he's
you
a
work
teetotaler. He
for.
doesn't drink, he doesn't smoke, doesn't do drugs or anything like that. He just works. That's all he's ever done. Love him or hate him, whatever you want to say about him. I don't care. It's fine. Leave it in the comments below.
He
It's all
just
good.
works.
I
That's all
fucking
he's ever
love the God
done.
Emperor, in case it hasn't been clear, in like all my videos. But not only for his policies, but I love him for the way he is. And I have more faith in him.
It's his love letter. Joe, I have a really important question for you.
Yeah.
Do you think that door right there can close?
That one in the back?
Yeah, that door with the blue thing hanging on it.
There's no fucking way that door can.
Thank you. Thank you. I've had people try to draw diagrams to figure out whether or not the door closes.
There's no way.
The fact that he has something hanging on it on the outside, what would be the outside of the door if
Yeah.
it was closed, indicates to me that it never closes.
Do you remember the original Scream?
Yes.
Okay. She has a closet door, kitty corner to her walk-in door, and then she can close the two together, so it creates kind of like a bridge. You can't open the door very well, like it triangulates.
Yeah.
It looks like that's what's happening with the couch. Like it's just wedged in there, like it's a set.
Yeah.
Like in Scream.
I think he has to climb over the couch to get in the room. It almost, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is the door on the wall behind him or on the wall to our left? In the corner of the room?
Well, that looks like an open door space, right? To the left of the poster on the far end and to the right of the black shawl that's hanging up on the...
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a set. You blow on the thing, it'll fall over.
As a person than I do in him as a politician. But I have a lot of faith in him as a person because he's done whatever.
All
the
right,
fuck
guys, take a look at the floor to the left of the couch. The couch casts a shadow, which ends up curling up onto the wall. That's how close the couch is to the wall. You can see how the shadow that the couch casts, it goes across the floor and up onto the wall a little bit. I mean, the space between the couch and the wall next to it seems very, very small, very thin.
Yeah.
Maybe only a few feet, if that. Maybe 2 feet? I don't...
He wanted his whole fucking life, and as a result of that, he's gotten pretty much whatever the fuck he wanted. He goes against whoever he wants, and he's not in anybody's pocket, and he is just fucking lawless and unapologetic.
He's not in anybody's pocket.
And he has fun along the way. I opened a Twitter account just to follow.
One of the part of the fun about watching these kind of videos is examining the backdrop. Like we do it with this guy, we do it with Jared.
Yeah.
Donald Trump. So if you don't have Twitter, I suggest you do the same, because fucking tweets are awesome. The guy fucking sleeps 5 hours a night, and I don't think he's trying to fake any of this. I think
just hangs everything on that fucking door.
That the cannoli event person in the chat was just like is like constantly blowing you, Billy, on except when you were talking about Boogie. They like switched sides and was on Joe's side the whole time.
So do you think it's Boogie?
No, I think it's someone who, you know,
I wonder if it's
is very loose with their allegiances. You know what I'm saying?
It's not Boogie.
I think it's Boogie.
No.
He's 70 years old. I think that's just the way he is. I think he's just, bent on always progressing and always doing better. And as a result of that, the world is literally his oyster. And he's fucking president of the United States, and he saved the fucking Western world.
That guy can't close that door.
Now,
He can make it out of the room, but he's not.
another
closing
point
that
worth
door.
mentioning is that he's always with women that are like...
Is there space between the couch and the back wall?
No.
Like any reasonable space. I'm not talking like, like a quarter of an inch or something like that.
Not much.
No.
He's got like a controller or something ledged up against the wall on the couch there.
Yeah.
You can see.
Yep.
He's 20 years younger than him.
And a half.
And that's the way to be. And
He's just started, yeah, Trump's woman, always at least 20 years younger than him. That's the way to be.
he's a perfect example of how men don't hit the wall. Ever. You hit the wall when you just fucking stop. And you can't fucking stop the Trump train. So all aboard or get run the fuck over.
Dude, I've never
so let
seen
me
this
know your
man.
thoughts in the fucking comments.
As much as this man talks about women, and how fucking shady women are, I've never seen him ever once talk this lovingly towards a woman, even though he's always trying to say what a fucking womanizer. I don't know if that's the word he would use.
He claims to be a MGTOW, but he's really just an incel.
Yeah, he's acting like he's like this God's gift to women.
MGTOWs are incels in denial.
He's talking to Trump like a white knight talks to Pokemon or Sniper Wolf. He's over here literally slurping the cock of U.S. President 45, Donald Trump.
Have you ever seen what Sniper Wolf's boyfriend looks like, Mr.
Yeah,
Sausage?
he's a little chud.
He's not little. He's like super tall, but he's like overweight. And
Remember
looks kinda
Shannon
weird.
Elizabeth from American Pie?
Yeah, yeah.
Her husband was like a chud-looking, I don't know, like Ron Jeremy stand-in,
Right.
And there's something about really hot women having some hedgehog gopher-looking guy with them. It's historically accurate. I bet you Queen Elizabeth II fucked a troll outside of the castle. Enjoyed every moment of it. Because Queen Elizabeth was a hottie in her early days. She was a super...
You said the second.
Yeah, the second?
Queen Elizabeth I was the hottie.
Second, was it?
Kate Blanchett played the first.
Huh. I thought the second one was the hottie.
Mm.
I thought she was the hottie back
You're
then.
thinking Catherine the Great.
Huh.
Gorgeous.
Huh. Okay. Yeah, this guy literally is slurping Trump's knob so hard right now. It's almost cute to watch because he's usually so sour about women. Women who do drink alcohol are the worst people in the world. But now he's like, I just love Donald Trump. He's my sweet boy. That's how you know you're a sour, rotten fucking can of garbage. if you think Trump is a sweet boy and you talk about him like any other normal person would talk about their first crush, okay, you got it, dude. You want to blow the president.
You got it, dude.
You do you.
You do you, baby boy.
Yeah, he's just weird. His room's interesting, though. It's an impossible room.
Feel free to read the Streamlabs and everything, and I guess I'll have to reach out to Streamlabs and see why people's names aren't showing up, because I checked the settings. Oh, and also, everybody, if you're a patron and you want your name to show either during the ending credits or the beginning, depending on your pledge, now's the best time to get that in, because I will have that ready by the next episode. So now's the time. And also, check out our Quizando page. I'm going to be hosting a quiz where you can win real money this coming Monday. I'll be doing an MCU Marvel Cinematic Universe quiz where the winner will win a cash pot determined by how many people take place in the quiz. And it's like, yeah.
Alan Reyes donated through Super Chat and said, Star Wars Episode 4 is the best because its story stands on its own.
That's precious.
And
That's not bad.
there's a reason why it stands on its own. It was the first movie, and they didn't know it was going to be as big a phenomenon as it was, so they had to close the story out in one episode. And once it became the big phenomenon, they're like, we're never going to do less than a trilogy ever again.
Do you
and if we
agree with
do a
this?
Star Wars story, it's going to be a small story that expands the universe already created.
Do I think Lucas had everything mapped out like he claims he did, all 9 episodes originally? No. I think his sources are obvious and they're clear. He's even admitted to some of them. He utilized...
I thought he said that he didn't envision this path for the Luke character.
No, he didn't.
No,
Disney threw out all of his notes.
He said he had a 9-episode saga.
Okay.
And Disney threw him away.
Was A New Hope, did he have that in mind, that it was the 4th chapter in his big saga? I doubt it.
No.
I doubt it. But yeah, his sources are well known. We got Joseph Campbell, right, and his ideas on the hero's journey, borrowed from Jung. We got...
Kurosawa.
Yeah. Mostly the stuff Hidden Fortress. Hidden Fortress.
R2-D2 and C-3PO are the exact basic characters of the bumbling fools. That
even down to the visions.
Yeah.
You got the serial Flash Gordons that were also were a big influence on Spielberg at the time.
So
as
like
well.
Han Solo?
Yeah, a lot of the dog fights. Actually, the dog fights he based off of a Howard Hughes B movie that he did with
the Devils or whatever.
I forget
Sky
the name.
Devils of Bancroft. I don't know what the fucking name was.
No.
Yeah,
but something like that. I think Devils was in the title.
Yeah,
but or Hell was in the title. I think. Never mind. Anyway, yeah. So those were his big influences, and then he put it all together in this interesting enough world. It had 2 big inventions for me, Star Wars, student of cinema. One, it took the ground out from everyone, from underneath us, in a way that not even Kubrick did in '68 when he did 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Yeah.
And then secondly, it was all about the cosmology. It had an invisible world, invisible rules to the world. So the main star became the Force.
Yeah.
Everything like that. Those are things that really kind of created a new genre for people, because it became about the Force just as much as it was about the characters. And the digestible cosmology being the point, that was a pretty new. So those 2 things created a new church of cinema. And the toys, of course.
Joe, put glasses on. You're ruining a bit. That's not intellectual, Joe, if you don't have the glasses on.
Is that in the chat or something?
Say something stupid.
I don't have my glasses.
Yeah, you're breaking character. Put the glasses on to be smart.
Yeah.
We also have some more donos.
Yeah, go ahead.
And the movie that we were thinking of, the Howard Hughes movie, was Hell's Angels. So
never heard of it.
Let's see. There's 2 ones I didn't read yet. Archimist said, I saw Boogie a year ago and he walked miles, is what I said. When you saw him, then he hadn't gained the weight back too. The angles are the same. Sure, the picture's blurry, but he's literally in the same position as the other pics. 3, old Bill Midge, short, not tall. So Archimist is obviously trolling here. Doesn't believe any of that because I'm super tall. Red Scare says, R.I.P. goal. I know, Red Scare. We're over $125 away from the goal. It's scary.
Pretty far.
It's scary. Rory Henrati says, Ireland calls for Gale. Please play some Gale.
Wow, really? Interesting.
Yeah. digital bitch slaps. There's already a movie with the same premise called Orphan. It came out years ago. Yeah, that was mentioned last time we covered the young orphan dwarf. Digital bitch slap also said Joe is the best.
Wow.
Joe was the best. And I think Fixed Soul said talk good, Billy, when I said talk good. That was so mean.
Talk good.
So mean to pick on me. The Nell said, sorry guys, all I can give, saving up to build a PC next month. Everybody donate so I can get an extra show from Alpha Ben and Emperor of Sweet Boys Billy.
Don't apologize for giving money. Like, I'm not going to complain that you didn't give enough. You gave us something, right?
I am going to complain, though.
I won't.
And Ominous says, Billy is almost as salty as Clinton campaign headquarters 3 years ago today. It's not true at all. Not true at all. I'm the least salty member of this room.
You know what? We should take an up or down poll on Joe.
Up or down?
Yeah,
Up or
yeah.
down.
Just a poll. Let's see. Let's see what the people watching now think of Joe. So yes, you like Joe. No, you don't. I'm not going to do it through the chat. I'm just going to I'll do a quick straw poll.
This is how much of a great guest Joe is that we can suggest a poll on whether you like him or not. We can never do this with like fucking Review Tech USA. We're like, hey, Rich.
Oh, yeah, he doesn't care.
Do we like you or not? And they'd be like, Jesus Christ, you came on your fucking show, did your show, and you're over here pitting the audience against me? What the fuck is wrong with you guys? We're like, yeah, fuck you too, Rich. We wouldn't do that. Not the Rich.
Right. If Joe, like, I doubt Joe would lose any sleep over this whatsoever.
He's he's internalizing this like crazy right now. He's sweating bullets.
Yeah.
He's doing a couple of anxiety farts. I've noticed a couple anxiety farts squeak out.
Just remember, I have a family. Before you kill me.
Just
Can you make
remember.
one of the options to get rid of Billy and keep Joe? Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you can do
Jesus,
that.
That's dark.
You're not gonna fucking win that poll, but you can do
All right,
that.
so I'm about to post a link to the poll.
How the anxiety farts have turned.
And we'll see how this goes. I'll put up a timer for like 5 minutes, and that'll give everyone a chance to vote. The poll is now up. It should be up now in the description below. So I'm just curious. I want to see.
What was the quote, Joe, from one of the very first episodes you were on?
What?
Didn't you say something about calling yourself third peasant?
Well, the first thing I ever said on an episode was peasant number 3.
I think it's funny. So the link is up. I think you guys should be able to vote. I don't know why we're not.
$20 for the Joe Super Delegate Fund. Democracy is overrated.
Yeah. Putting us almost $100 away from the goal. Thank you very much, Red Scare. So this is the poll right now. Did you like Joe on the show? Are you going to vote, Ben?
Joe? No, I'm not.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I like him on well enough because I asked if he would come on today, right?
Yeah. Shout out to the 2 people who are indifferent.
I'm not indifferent. There are some people that get mad. They're like, why didn't you put none of the above or whatever? So I'm like, no, I put that every time. Fuck
Yeah.
it. Right.
Those 2 people would have been the ones like, why the fuck was there no indifferent? And now there's indifferent. They're like,
So you people that are always whining about Joe, now's your time. Now's your chance to be heard.
well, come on. They're always whining about Joe, but they're still watching. They'll watch whenever somebody hates on anyways. We have some pretty fucking miserable people on the show sometimes. Joe, the true third peasant. Yes, excellent.
Excellent. Yeah, we'll check that in a
Thank
few.
you, Fixo.
What else we got here? We've got...
I'm pretty miserable. It's okay. We're all pretty miserable. But some of us are actually just pretty.
Hello, everybody. Emo Hollandwolf here. All right.
This guy says he's emo. And look, he's got flypaper hanging from his
This is going to be my second rant of the evening. There's a couple other other things I want to address here on YouTube. This is mainly going out to my haters and trolls, and to people, and responding to a few comments that I have recently got on my YouTube channel. Okay. Now, as some of you may or may not know, on Labor Day weekend, a family member of
wow, that was a long pause.
My immediate family got trespassed from a supermarket. I got very angry over it.
What?
It sounds like he got charged with trespassing at a supermarket. I think is what he just said.
Okay. Okay.
Because I didn't like the accusation or what they accused him of doing and why they removed him from ever going to that store again. So I grabbed my loudspeaker and I went up and I did a protest, okay?
Oh my, yeah, you know what? I saw that video. He did do a video of him protesting outside of the supermarket.
Now, which was in my First Amendment rights to do.
It is. It is. That's fine.
But everybody in that video was saying, well, if you're that fucking broke, why don't you get a job? That comment kept coming up multiple times. Why don't you get a fucking job?
Yeah, and I mean, you're going to get that no matter what, whether it's deserved or not. People are going to say that shit. If you say anything asking for money on the internet, you're going to get that.
By the way, we are just under $100 to our goal, so please make sure that Ben and I don't have to get a job.
Why don't you get a fucking job? Why don't you get a fucking job? I'm going to address that answer for you right now, why I can't get a job. Number one, I have cancer.
Well, obviously, no one's happy about that.
The cancer that I have, I lost a lot of my intestines. That's right. I lost a lot of my intestines. So
are you on Social Security or disability?
I have to wear, and I'm going to say this anyway.
I mean, if you can sit at a computer all day and fuck around online, you could probably get a job like working in a call center or something like that. I knew people that had very serious illnesses that worked there. You don't have to go and work at UPS or something.
I know the trailers are going to have a fucking field day with it. I have to wear diapers 24/7 because of the cancer surgery, right?
Sure.
So who wants to hire somebody in a regular job?
They can't not hire you. Have you ever heard the Americans with Disabilities Act? It's a federal crime not to hire someone who has a disability. Obviously, there are some exceptions, like they're not going to hire a blind person to be a bus driver or something like that. But if it's not a danger to anybody, they can't not hire you because of your disability.
If I was Ricky Berwick, I would go around forcing myself into like the role of a CEO of like a Fortune 500 company because they can't not hire him.
You almost look like a British judge right now. Have you ever seen that? They
Poppycock!
Yeah.
They wear the wigs.
Yeah. You need a fucking big black gown and a gavel.
I wish I could dance like Marie Antoinette right now.
Let them eat cake.
That at any moment can have an accident.
I saw the mausoleum that Marie Antoinette is in Austria. I think it's in, or maybe, yeah, I think they did ship her body to Austria. I don't think I'm pretty sure.
Joe, do you want to wear
There's
this
like a
diaper?
huge Habsburg.
You want to wear this diaper? Yeah, it's a diaper. It's not actually a wig. It's an adult diaper.
Yeah, there's a huge Habsburg mausoleum in Austria. It's pretty crazy.
Magistrate Judge Billy over the mausoleum.
What is it hanging from that guy's ceiling?
A fly strip.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, it's covered in gross
it's
flies.
fly paper.
And make an unpleasant workplace. What employers do you know of that will hire somebody who has that condition? Okay.
Definitely don't want him working at my Chipotle.
It's like a triple XL.
Yeah, you're gonna have to tighten that motherfucker down.
It wouldn't fit Billy's total ass. Like he had a top ass showing.
Yeah, I had some.
Is it comfortable? You feel comfortable?
It smells like shit.
It's not. It's clean too. It's literally was just on my head.
We didn't reach the goal.
I should probably wash my hair.
Tell you this, I know this has happened, so this is why I can't get a job.
Okay, well, I love it how you're complaining about how you have
First
cancer
time I've
while you
caught
have a
BP
fucking
living,
cigarette in
been
your
able
hand
to tip.
smoking it.
Proud patron also. Hashtag Joe every show.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Wow.
And thanks for being a patron because we really need that.
Yeah, thank you, Livingston Ben. Appreciate you.
Yeah, but does anyone else not think it's weird that he's sitting there smoking a cigarette while he's complaining about cancer? Is he trying to get double cancer?
Why not? Look at this guy's life. He fucking sucks.
He had to quit his last job as a garden gnome.
Like, yeah, tell me he didn't have cancer, and I'm still like, oh, this poor son of a bitch.
He's emo. Wow,
Hey.
Joe with 91 votes so far.
Holy shit.
And
or
for
91% of the votes.
For those of you that feel like...
Do I know everybody? I must come around. And
84 of them?
Compliment them.
Are they all accounted for?
For those 6 of you that didn't like Joe here, just know that you'll grow
Will
to
Ben
love
eat
him.
oatmeal if the goal is met?
Yeah, will you eat oatmeal if we meet the
Oh my
goal,
God.
Ben?
So I admitted in Discord today that I've never eaten just oatmeal. Like I've had oatmeal cookies and stuff with oatmeal in it, but I've never actually just eaten a bowl of oatmeal.
You should.
I don't have any oatmeal because I don't eat it.
Well, we can get some for next episode. Mr. Alcock, thank you for the donut.
I'll try it.
Eat a whole bowl?
I'm not the kind of person that will never try foods. Like I've eaten all kinds of weird shit.
Oh, so you've never tried it?
He's never tried oatmeal.
Yeah, I've never tried it.
Oh.
It's just
Oh my
something,
gosh.
It's just something like I'm not opposed to eating it. It's not my kind of food either. Like the texture. I've had grits before, actually, though.
Oh, okay.
So
same family.
Yeah.
Ben, do a porridge.
I like
Ben, do a porridge. If Billy
Do
doesn't
a
eat
porridge.
So I suggest the type of oatmeal you should get is Quaker dinosaur eggs. It's cute.
Dinosaur
yeah, it's cute
eggs?
as fuck.
That's weird.
They do oatmeal, and it's got little like candy dinosaur eggs in it, and it cooks up with the fucking oatmeals.
You know, honestly, I don't think grits are bad. A lot of people are complaining about grits. Man, I had these cheddar grits the other day that were so good. It was unbelievable.
Do you like cream of wheat?
I don't think I've ever had it.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, I had grits at that Waffle House in Columbus, Ohio, for the first and only time.
I like. There's a place in downtown Bellevue that makes grits that's really good, and I've had it a couple times. It's really. I mean, like there's a lot of like bougie kind of restaurants in downtown Bellevue, so a lot of the stuff down there is really high quality.
Do you like cream of men? Somebody else's question.
Cream of some young guy. The cream of some young guy.
Cream of sickle. Waiter, there's a hair in my fursuit.
Because of having the cancer and being dependent on being dependent on depends. Okay.
Wow, he made a good joke there.
Being dependent on That's why I can't go out and get a job. But every time I post a video on YouTube, everybody says, "Why don't you go out and get a fucking job?"
I mean, do you drive a car? You could be an Uber driver. If you have a car, you could drive around for a couple hours a day, and it would give you a couple extra $100 a week or so, right? I mean, and that way, if you shit your diaper, only like you can change it really quick before you accept your next fare.
Or you could just go.
Whatever.
You could deliver food and then just roll up on someone's house with their hot fresh food and a pant load of shit.
Yeah, it's
Who
Indian.
cares?
It's Indian food. It smells spicy.
You pull up with a pant load of shit. And you look at the guy when you hand him his pizza. You're like, "Yeah, sorry, I just got done delivering some mulligatawny stew."
Why don't you go out and do something with your life and get a fucking job? Now you know the real reason. Okay? I'm not going to show it on YouTube.
Not your dick! Stop! He's gonna show his dick! He's gonna show his dick,
Is
dude!
he gonna pull out like his poopy diaper?
No, it's
He's
the
showing his
colostomy.
dick!
I don't think
Oh,
he's gonna
okay.
do that.
Okay.
Well, he wanted to show us his diaper, so I think that's what he's doing. I don't want to see his diaper. I'm afraid.
I'm thinking about buying a limousine and starting to be a limo driver, like just special order limo driver for people. Like I think that'd be a sick side gig.
Anything for a fan.
Anything for a fan. Yeah, my fans come to Seattle. I pick them up in the limousine and take them to go.
I
fuck
still
my-
want you to do like the Uber or not the Uber, the Airbnb experiences.
Yeah. I should set one up for Capitol Hill.
Yeah. Now
tour.
that you can do a full Capitol Hill walk.
Yeah. Be like, this is where I fell just a bell in 2013, and that's where my career peaked, and now I fucking suck at life.
Dude, I would pay to see that tour.
So
When are you
I
gonna
wants to
start?
get a Dick's Burger now, because I'm going to eat myself back to 600 pounds in hopes of re-achieving my greatness I had on the one-hit song Just a Bill.
Yeah, does that qualify you as one hit wonder?
Honestly, I'm a no-hit wonder. That's 2
charted
million
it.
views ain't shit.
Didn't it chart on iTunes?
Yeah.
Like one day I
Dude,
was...
well, that's
I was-
something.
I
Yeah,
was,
that's
I,
a
was, I
one-hit-
wasn't in the top 10 or anything. I just was like in between, I think, like Jay-Z and somebody else.
That's a hit.
You're a
what?
I was like,
You're a
what is-
one-hit wonder.
I can't remember. It was like Kendrick Lamar. So I don't remember who the fuck I was around. I was like, well, that's sweet. That's very nice. But that was one day of my life. One day of my life, I was like top of the world. Thanks, Reddit.
Thanks, Reddit.
Yeah.
Here's an old friend of the show.
Mexican War.
A Mexican drug cartel attacked and murdered an American family.
It was an American family living in Mexico because they were Mormons living in a polygamous commune.
Oh, wow.
I mean, that's whenever there's a huge group of Mormons living in northern Mexico, it's because they moved down there. That's how Mitt Romney's dad was born. Mitt Romney's dad was born in Mexico. Mitt Romney's grandfather was a polygamist because they could practice polygamy there without getting in trouble for it.
6 children and 3 adults shot and burned to death in their car.
Yeah, by a Mexican drug cartel. Yeah, I mean, living just south of the U.S. border is a bad idea.
Dangerous.
Yes.
They were not members of a rival gang. They were no threat to the drug cartel.
I have to wonder if they crossed somebody or if it was mistaken identity. Have you seen the pictures of the car? The car is totally burned to a crisp, bullet holes through it everywhere. And it was like a couple women and their children were killed.
Fuck.
It was like a caravan. Someone just said, "Do you know Don Bluth is related to Mitt Romney?" Yes, and the
How so?
reason they're like second cousins, and the reason why is because they're either second or third cousins. It's because of the polygamy. You're related. You know how many descendants Brigham Young has? Because he had like 50 wives. So he has, like, Steve Young, the football player who, strangely enough, played for Brigham Young University, is like a multiple times great grandson of Brigham Young.
Who's Don Bluth? Does he have money in the banana stand?
Don Bluth was a Disney animator
that
was so good, but like had some kind of payment dispute.
Rats of Nim.
Secret of Nim.
Secret of Nim.
Yeah.
He was so good that he just like quit
Land Before Time.
and made movies that some people still to this day thought were Disney movies.
Yeah.
Like Land
American
Before
Tail.
Land Before Time. Anastasia. Anastasia has all the elements of a Disney movie.
Yeah.
Even down to
We're
the
back.
princess.
We're back. The dinosaur story.
Yeah.
And then
Did he do Five Goes West?
Yes.
He had one that was a really ambitious one. What was it? And then he never finished it. And
Rockadoodle?
It wasn't
They finished
Rockadoodle.
Rockadoodle.
One that he never finished completely.
He did Titan AE too, I think.
Really?
That may have been some of his later work. Yeah.
Let me see. Yeah, it's cool how we're just, it's like,
Yeah.
fuck you, Wild Bill. Talking about Don Bluth.
The Cobbler, the Prince and the Cobbler. Ah. Yes, that's the one.
He's old as hell. He's 82, pretty old.
Looks like he was working on a Velveteen Rabbit
Or the
project as
princess.
well.
Let's see. Yeah, unproduced projects. The Pied Piper of Hamelin. Looks like there was a few of them. I'm sure that happens.
It ended up getting reworked by a studio, and he disowned it. But it was something, The Thief and the Cobbler, I think.
The Thief and the Cobbler, 1993 film.
See, he did animation as far back as Sleeping Beauty for Disney. Sword in the Stone.
Long-time animator.
Robin Hood. Yeah, I mean these are all huge animated Disney movies.
Xanadu?
Yeah, Xanadu. Isn't that it's
Xanadu was Olivia Newton-John.
Yeah.
Gene Kelly.
All Dogs Go to Heaven. I remember seeing that in theaters.
Yep, I remember that too.
My auntie
Land
used
Before
to take me to
Time,
all the cool movies. and stuff.
Thumbelina, Troll in Central Park. See, this is when he was like all of these from Secret of Nim on. He was the director and head animator, writer, producer for most of them.
The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh.
The Sword in the Stone was a great one.
Sword in the Stone and the Robin Hoods. The Disney like anthropomorphic Robin Hood.
Yeah.
Those are my two favorite animated Disney movies. But I noticed even as a kid that they had 3 different voice actors play the King Arthur character. Some of them were boys and some of them were girls.
Right.
And I'm like, why does his voice keep changing? Like he doesn't age at all. Anyway.
The first time my mom ever heard me laugh was at The Sword in the Stone. I was 4. She had never heard me laugh. They thought there was something wrong. There was a scene where
They thought?
well, they knew, but it's
They thought you were autistic or something?
The little tea pot gets this spoonful of sugar poured into it over and over
Keeps
and over.
doing it over and
It's
over
the
and
first time I ever laughed.
That is funny.
Yeah.
Man, I love that movie.
And they said, Joey, why have you never laughed before? And he said, Up until this moment, I found your humor rather unacceptable.
This bloodthirsty nonsense has been going on for decades, and finally, we have a president with the courage to say, enough is enough. President Trump is declaring that the time has come for the United States to wipe out the Mexican drug cartels, and I absolutely agree. As a 20-year lawman, I have stood over the bodies of dead Americans, poisoned by Mexican narcotics. Tens of thousands of Americans killed every year by the cartels. The Mexican drug cartels are a greater threat to the USA than Al-Qaeda ever was. So why do we spend billions to go fight Al-Qaeda, but allow the Mexican gangs to wage chemical warfare on the USA? Well, the answer to that's pretty easy. The cartels have a lot of money to pad the pockets of certain American politicians. Again,
you know that there are multiple people with the name Al-Qaeda.
Really?
Oh man, you know there has to be multiple people. Alan, that's a common name. Kada, it sounds like it could be a last name.
It sounds like it could be
Kedia, or
this sounds like something I would say.
I'm learning.
It is
Ben's
pretty
AI.
inventive, yeah.
Ben's AI is. What are you doing? What are you doing,
I
Ben?
can't put it over the headphones.
What are you doing?
It's bandana.
It's my thing.
No, I remember when Ben invented that look.
Yeah,
it was great.
Yeah.
What do you don't have it on right? It's upside down. It's upside down. What are you doing?
I'm transforming.
it's all common sense. These corrupt bureaucrats fight to keep the Mexican border unsecured so the cartels can have easy access to ship their poison to American cities.
I mean, he's not exactly...
He's wrong.
He's not exactly wrong here.
I can explain why he's wrong.
Why?
Easily. So, part of the reason why the drugs come into the United States has to do with the drug war itself. The border is secure, but there's other ways to get illegal substances across the border. We have tunnels. They also take it out into the ocean and come back around once they're across the border and they get it away. They also use drones. They can put it through the fencing that's already there. They can use a catapult. There are people working on both sides that bring these substances over.
No.
The part of the reason why the drug war is the reason why life in Mexico is so bad, and it's funded by American money. So basically, the drug war in of itself is what empowers the Mexican drug cartels, and that's why there's so many people. Like, if the quality of life in Mexico was better, there wouldn't be people trying to sneak across the border. And the main reason for that is the Mexican drug cartels, and the Mexican drug cartels are funded by American money, and that's perpetuated by the war on drugs, which makes the black market what it is.
We've had fans of the show that were in the military make claims like they were running drugs through the military for cartels. We've heard these stories where the military goes down to these Colombian, Mexican areas and pulls the drugs.
Colombian Mexican areas.
Yeah, the Colombia cartels, the Mexican cartels.
They're not even on the same continent.
But it's the same.
They're both brown, speak Spanish, right?
Well, it's the same thing that we're smuggling in the drugs from the Colombians and the Mexicans.
I'm talking about. I mean, there's drugs that come from everywhere. There's drugs that come from Asia too.
But specifically,
Mexico, not as
it's
much.
the Mexican cartels and the Colombian cartels, because the Colombian cartels run the fucking cocaine out of Colombia.
I'm talking about Mexico because that's who we share the border with.
Yeah, and I'm saying that our government is allowing this shit to happen because they profit off of it and they get political clout with these cartels that help them stomp out the ones they don't want. And they've made they've gotten to bed with poor business partners.
I think that's an unverified conspiracy theory.
Okay.
I mean, it is by definition. It is not verified. I mean, I can speak pragmatically about how legalizing drugs, not only here but also in Mexico, would solve all of these problems.
It would, but these aren't problems. These are side effects to somebody else's political gain and their monetary gain.
Sure, I don't totally disagree, but that doesn't make the jump all the way from they're being funded by the drug money. It could be, I mean, there's so many other possibilities.
I don't know. I've heard stories from active service or service members.
I mean,
that said
that's the difference between you and me. You go
they
by
were running drugs.
That's the difference between you and me. You go by hearsay. That's the difference.
I'm Baton, a fan of our show.
Okay, yeah, that's
said
fine.
he was personally running drugs.
That's fine
for the government.
and he may be telling the truth, but all I'm doing is going by his hearsay, and I don't base my opinions on that, or at least I try not to.
I do all the time.
I know you do. You assume a lot of things, and I would say maybe about 50% of the time you're wrong.
The greatest conspiracy of all is that we are a simulation, and they want to conspire to make us think we're real.
Okay, cool.
And it's sad, Ben.
Fun.
Because one day they could turn off their Xbox, and then
I don't care.
game's
Do
over.
it. I dare them.
I don't want them to, Ben. I want to live forever.
You won't.
I will. I'm their favorite player in the video game. I'm like E Honda. They pick me every time.
I guess the beauty of what you're saying right now is that you'll never have to admit you're wrong when you die.
I mean,
so whatever.
Right and wrong.
It's a pretty safe bet.
Right and wrong is so fucking stupid to argue over, anyways.
When it comes to whether or not you'll die, no, it's not stupid. It's irrefutable.
It's stupid to argue over it.
I mean, okay, any argument's stupid then.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No, that's not what you're saying. Listen,
It's all the way.
it'll never end. If I don't end it, it will never end.
Merrily, life is but a dream, dude. Why fucking
Billy is one of those people that could never not get the last word.
I could not get the
right
last
there.
word. I could. I'm just not ready for it yet. If I can't get the last words, because I always got something more to add to the conversation.
Sure.
What is this shit? What is this shit?
All right. So this is a very special edition of Cutting the Fat. It features old stock footage from back in the day of not only Young Bill Fridge, but Joe.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so let's get right into it.
Oh, shit.
So you already look like you're ready to abuse a woman, Joe.
Yeah.
You have that look in your eyes. Yeah. I know. Just, I don't know what it is, but I can tell just by looking at someone what they're about to do.
Yeah.
The Abby killer is actually...
What? How? Yeah! Because the way you're just a fucking punk. I don't like you at all. Just stop up. Did you just push me? You yeah, fucking I did. skank? That's wrong. Can we get the
So you called her a skank, and she slapped you with her she like backhanded you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now you're about dude, the rage on your face, and Billy's like, "Yeah, this is great." You look happy about that. I like how he strangles her in your lap too.
Yeah. What are you doing? I paid him extra for that. I was
This is
like,
the
"Dart,
weirdest lap dance I've ever gotten in my life.
Dart, if you can get her on my lap and choke her out in my lap, I'll give you $20.
You strangled a woman in a teal sweatsuit.
Right.
What the fuck are you doing?
Now, Thirst didn't stop after this. He goes way on. That's the guy on the right. He ended up falling in love with her. So that woman.
Oh, he's white knighting here, is what you're saying.
That woman's a prostitute.
That doesn't mean she should be
that
strangled,
That doesn't
though.
mean anything. That's
That
just
means
what
she
did for
shouldn't
a
be
living.
strangled for free.
No. I didn't say. I'm not justifying. I'm just explaining the backstory. So she was a prostitute addicted to meth. She was one of my favorite people in the house.
After this?
Even before this and after. This was perfect, what she did.
So-
Because we were getting in arguments during the show because she kept going to hit her meth pipe in the bathroom, and she kept breaking the rules of the show, which everybody
Gotta
else was
maintain
abiding.
her girlish figure.
Yeah, she was. Well, no, she said she had period issues. She was having ladies' issues, and she had to go to the bathroom. But everybody else, including the women that were there, were obeying the rules. They were staying in the confines of the space. It was supposed to be you were disqualified if you leave. And everybody was suffering except this girl who was making her own rules as she went. Now, I normally don't have problems with that. I do that kind of thing all the time. But she was particularly sticking it to the rest of the contestants. So I didn't like that. And we were arguing for real backstage. And she got mad, and she actually like came at me the way she did in here. I said, "You save it for the cameras. If you're gonna do that shit, you do it on camera." And then that kind of just set it up the whole thing. We had real animosity, but we didn't know how it was gonna go.
So
until,
it was kind of staged. Is what you're saying?
In a way, she used that anger for real in that moment.
Do you think it would have been a better look for you if you had slapped her back rather than strangled her, or do you think strangling was the better option? If you had to choose,
I think I more held her, but I held her by the throat, down.
Nice explanation, OJ.
Yeah, it was like, have me try on the gloves. I'm just I'm just saying, with her, when I got her down, she flew down so easily. She weighed like 110 pounds or something. Like
Meth.
That. Yeah. So I was like, oh shit, well this is a little too deep. Like I didn't know how to backtrack. I was about to let her up before they pulled me off. So it was like, I believe the sexes are equal. So I did nothing to her that I wouldn't do to a man if he did the same thing. The only problem was she seemed to go down a lot easier than men do.
That's kind of why a lot of people have a problem with men.
Yeah.
Like
I didn't know.
But that's not fair because Hollywood lets you know that women are just as strong as men. That's why Rey in the Star Wars movie could hang out with
Captain
Kylo Ren.
Marvel?
Yeah.
Yeah. If Hollywood's going to go around perpetuating that women are stronger or as strong as men, it's not our fault when we just go and choke them out and beat them up and then break them in one flail hit because we're fucking massive men.
Is she stomping you?
Yeah, she missed my ball. Now me and Thirst are on the floor. I got him in a headlock.
She's tweaking up, man. She's a definite tweaker.
Yeah.
Everybody stop! Stop!
The joke was fine. To call it a strangle fairy if it makes you feel good. I was trying to kill her. I was trying to murder her. I don't care.
Look at that chunky fucking fat dude. Oh my god.
Yeah.
And that other girl there, with the hat, she
was great.
She tried to tell me that she could lactate on command,
Mhm.
and I was
Did
like,
she do
okay.
it?
I was like, show me. And she pulled her little boobie out, and she squeezed what looked like pus out of her nipple. I was like, that's not lactation. She's like, no, it is. I was like, nope.
It tasted
doesn't
like
count.
pus. But here's the thing. She was great. We went to a hotel later after the show got shut down. It was like a day later. The show got shut down because somebody pulled a fire alarm. And the fire marshal came by and realized that this place was not suitable for anybody to stay for 30 days in a row, which was the original contest. So then we went to a Ramada Inn. She went with us. And there was a hotel security guard that came up because of a violation of noise ordinance because I think somebody realized where we were that was watching the show, sent him up. And she said, he's pretty cute when we left because she was walking around in her thong and shirt. And we said, will you have sex with him live on TV? And she said, yeah, sure. So a little while later, we called him back up and we were like, you like our girl? And he's like, yeah. He's like, you want to, we rent her out. If you want some, we give you a freebie. And then she's just on the bed. They end up having sex. It was live on TV at the time. And then the people found out we were at the Ramada. So some of the fans called and then sent that video, like a little clip of him to his bosses, and he got fired later that day for having sex. So it was a next level troll.
Here's another one. This is one of my favorite ones, actually.
That's Ruin.
Yeah, so...
Oh, you cut off the whole beginning.
Well, no. Well, this is the clip I downloaded. So I guess he said he was bored, so you strangled him?
Yeah.
You bored? Are you bored? Are you bored?
What made you want to strangle him just for saying he was bored?
It's the whole context. So not only was he bored, but he was shouting obscenities at me, like for the whole morning. And I was coming down off a really obscene meth high. Now.
You're bored, huh? You're bored.
No.
So when
you want to let me finish, or do you just want to play the video?
Oh, go ahead.
That's all right. Anyway, so this guy, I almost banged his wife on the trip, and I failed to because this guy named Cody. What? You remember, Billy? You were there.
Blame it on Cody?
Yeah, this guy named Cody. He put a stop to that. Now that's terrible. Now, for those of you rethinking your vote, you should be. Because some people are terrible, and they're not to be trusted. Some people make Onisions look like angels. Now, the only reason why I didn't have sex with his wife, Miss Rissa, was because Cody put an end to it. Now, Billy was all on board for it. He was about to walk out of the room. He was moving stuff into the RV. He was kind of the last addition, kind of the Ringo of the group. Now, Ruin and me always kind of got along. He had fallen off the wagon during this trip. He was a former alcoholic. He had been sober for 3 years. He started drinking. The day before, I was in Texas, and I did what they call speed for the first time in my life, and we did it for roughly...
That's what the kids call it.
Yeah, for roughly 20 hours straight. So I was coming down off that. I was talking to my fiance in Israel, and I was having a breakdown, a collapse of reason. You know how Billy is talking about the simulation? Well, I believe there was actually one because my psyche was completely fractured. I was connecting dots that didn't actually exist. And Ruin was giving me shit because he said I was taking too many naps and stuff like that. So I was just very ill. I was eating the wrong food.
Well, yeah, when you come down from a speed high, you're going to be taking naps the next day.
Yeah. So then he was just shouting out. He was like, "Why don't you wake him the fuck up?" And I was thinking, this guy shouldn't even be on the trip, you know? So, and then he's like, "I'm bored." And he's just screaming, "I'm bored. You fuckers are boring." So I go over to him, thinking it'd be great content. Turns out I was right. And I just choke him. And I go, "You bored? You bored now?" And that's.
And then he breaks a beer bottle on your head.
Over my head, yeah.
Get off my throat. Break it up! Break it up!
Damn.
I did not say she was a nasty bitch Mutiny, for smoking the meth.
Come
I was just saying why she went after me.
She was a nasty bitch without meth.
Yeah.
Joe!
She was a prostitute
Don't
that
fucking grab
did
my
meth.
shit again. Joe! Grab my fucking throat again, I'll kill you, bitch. Get the fuck off. Get off my... Come on. Get the fuck off. Come on. Get off my hand. Get off my fucking shit. Get off me. Don't fucking grab my throat again. I already told you that shit. Don't fucking grab my throat again.
And he stabbed you in the hand, right?
Yeah.
That RV had fucking blood all over it and shit.
Yeah.
What a disaster.
Take it outside. No. Nope. Nope. I told you don't grab my throat again. And I meant don't grab my
just
arm
in case,
like that.
just in case that's out of context. That nasty bitch was smoking meth. I never said that nasty bitch. She was smoking meth. She was addicted to meth. It was a reason why the aggression was propelled the way it was. Same thing with me. I know that because I did meth later, and turns out she had a very good reason to do what she did. You want to go after people when you're on meth or coming down from meth. I'd never called her. She happened to be a prostitute. That's not a knock against her.
Don't you goddamn fucking cock me. You had him in a fucking chokehold. You don't get me in a chokehold again. I get a fucking weapon, man. You can't. You attacked him for no reason. You don't do that shit to me. I already told you don't grab my fucking throat, and I meant it. You don't Don't grab my fucking throat again. Don't cold cock me. You don't do that shit again.
Cock me.
Yeah? You almost died. You almost died. I'll fucking kill you. Fuck with me again. That's self-defense. Joe, you're that's self-defense. Fuck you. You grab your hand in that towel down there, dude. Figure something else to do with your fucking time, you dumbass. Fuck.
Look at all the
Fuck your
blood in the
hand.
carpet.
I told you don't do that shit to me again, bitch. Drop it, coat. Nope, it's mine now. It's mine now, sucker. Come and do it again. I'll put this shit through your fucking neck. I know you will. Fuck yeah, I will. You don't come and fucking choke me. Don't you do that shit. Because you know I fucking...
Yeah, I mean, like, if you tried to strangle me and I had a weapon, I probably would have stabbed you with it, too.
Yeah. Of course, and that's not a problem. The problem is that Billy held my hand when he had the fucking bottle.
Yeah.
Like, I needed both hands.
I was trying to peel you off.
Yeah, what
of
if he would have stabbed Joe in the throat with the
I would
bottle?
have felt horrible, yeah. I was just trying to break them up.
Yeah. But the problem was...
It could have been worse.
That's when it happened, because I didn't have both hands to defend myself.
Right,
Unfortunately, and he was doing the right thing from his perspective that broke it off, but he was ready. Ruin's a pussy, and he could only get it off. He didn't have the strength to get it off if I had both hands on him. So it was only when I had one hand free that he did what he did. Well, he was a pussy then. I'm sure he's a big, strong man now.
You need to take cheap shots. That's why. Cheap shots my ass. I fucking kicked your ass twice on this trip. Yeah, you little cunt.
That's true. That's true. There's no footage of that.
I can't believe people watched this shit like such a low resolution, such a shitty frame rate where like there's long pauses, probably because your internet sucked ass. We're using 3G or 4G.
We were using 4G,
Early
but
4G.
it was
Dude,
Verizon.
5G for live streaming is gonna make shit so much easier.
Yeah.
The price of this internet that we were using in 2013, we like saw the bill and like it was over $20,000 for a month of
and
this
LP had to
quality
pay
internet.
for
It's
that.
the worst,
Yeah.
Requiem.
Yeah.
That shit's the worst.
That was a necessary expense for this.
I hope you learned your fucking lesson.
Why is he wearing his ski goggles?
Yeah. He's still holding the bottle too. I told him to drop the bottle.
He would be dumb to drop the bottle.
Yeah.
Keep your wrapped. Ah, shit.
Yeah. Watch this. This is the best part. I show the wound.
I told you, don't fucking put me in a chokehold again.
You had to get stitches, right? Because it was deep enough.
I told you that shit back I'm gonna punch your fucking head so fucking hard. I swear to God, you'll have it dead. Yeah.
I look like Tig Notaro.
Dude, we were watching this really bad commercial for Perfect Strangers.
Yeah.
And Balky Papadopoulos, whatever his name is, looked just like you.
Did he?
Yes. Do you remember that?
Yeah, and I noted that with Ben, I'm the Balky and Ben's the Larry Appleton, but with you, you're the Balky and I'm the Larry Appleton, and I'm trans stranger. It's unfair.
Yeah, you're the trans stranger.
It's unfair.
Far from perfect.
Where the hell?
I wouldn't want to do this. Like for this long,
Wasn't
to
that
do a
fun?
coast-to-coast road trip.
I want to do it now that I'm not morbidly obese.
Billy, let me in. I gotta
'Cause can
piss while you're shitting.
Like I was 600 pounds here.
I'd rather do like a backpack across Europe type thing.
I don't remember this. What is this?
This is when I was in
he's
the
trying to
bathroom
trying to
taking
take
a shit and you had a pee-pee.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I heard you have it. Rachel, I just answered no more than 1 minute ago, you stupid bitch. I told you I...
See, you talk to the chat like I do. I like that.
A sex tape, all right? It's everywhere. Joe, what is the haircut called? It's called No, I Haven't Washed. Now leave me alone.
Okay, so there's just that. There's a few.
Grandpa celebration.
Short ones.
Oh yeah, this is okay, so this guy here, we were in the RV and he was downtown. His phone was about to die, and we were having fun driving around, bullshitting, talking to people out the door. And we said the girl we were with, I think she said something about she was Charlie Sheen's daughter or something, and she was like, "Come and party with us. Come in the car and party." And she's like this tiny, cute little girl with big
Annie
old tits.
Milanakis' cousin.
Annie
and Charlie
Milanakis'
Sheen.
cousin, yeah. And she's like, "Come get in the RV with us and party with us." And this guy gets in, his phone dies while he's in there with us. We take him back
We
to the
were
hotel.
in Columbus. We were in Columbus. We were in
Columbus,
the-
Ohio.
Oh my God.
And we
Center
just
Street. We were down where all the kids hang out in the University District.
we
area.
go into a complete mind
Street.
fuck.
High Street. High
Yeah,
Street.
but then we took him back to North Columbus, and then we went into a total mind fuck on this guy, and I think Joe just gets him to slap him in the face.
No, punch me in the
Oh,
face.
yeah.
Yeah. We told him it's a cult and there's an initiation process, and in order to join me and my sister.
By the way, you just reminded me to check out the score today. Ohio State has been like steamrolling 9-0. Dude, this is like the best they've been. I even had a bet with Finn the other night. This was like weeks ago. I was kind of drunk, and I told Finn, I was like, how about we have a bet? If Michigan beats Ohio State this year, then I will cheer for Michigan, for every Ohio State Michigan from now until the end of time. But you have to do the opposite, and he wouldn't take it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's the third time this year they've scored over 60. That's nuts.
Yeah, and almost every game is over 50.
Yeah.
There's a few where they were in the 30s that were a little closer. Their test is Penn State.
Here, just a right hook. Are you right-handed or left-handed? I'm right. Okay, good.
We're gonna. By the way, guys, we're not gonna do a post show tonight. We'll make it up to you later. We're gonna go have dinner after this.
We're gonna do
So-
a dinner, but that's if we reach the goal. If not, then we're probably just gonna have to not eat tonight.
Yeah, but there's no way. I mean, it's like what, $26 roughly?
Saying, that's how much I'm gonna spend on my dinner and.
You really want me to punch you? Can I punch you? Right here? No, you can't punch me. I don't want to be punched. If you punch,
There it is, man. And they did it like exactly. Who
Gold.
was this?
I've always enjoyed seeing this Don Juan looking motherfucker on the show, but watching all of this, man, Joe's my badass homie.
Oh yeah, you haven't seen this stuff before?
Right back.
Goose juice.
Goose juice.
Grazie.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Where's? Oh, is that the pinky swear that?
Yeah, we pinky swore.
The no retaliation pinky
No
swear.
retaliation. That he could punch me without retaliation.
Okay.
Yeah.
That wasn't even that hard.
I could have done that much. That was.
What? It's a bad idea.
I mean, you don't want your
I
jaw
told him
broken.
to do it again. I told him
Oh
to
my
do it
god.
again.
I liked it.
Did I punch you like in the head or something?
I don't remember.
For like a goal.
I think you slapped me in the head. Really
Okay,
hard.
yeah, it was that.
It was nice, Danny.
You okay, Danny?
You have a good hook.
Danny.
There's no way I could, in my right
Girl-
mind, punch someone as hard as I can that I'm not like pissed off at.
This guy's.
You know what I mean?
This guy's socking Joe in the face,
Don't cry.
and we're just there fucking with him, getting in his head. He straight up ran out of the room.
I give him a big hug.
Oh, that's cute.
He did
No,
well.
I mean, frankly, I'm terrified of being stabbed at some point. Be good here, Danny.
Dude,
I like how you're stroking
know
his hair.
I'm an asshole, but I love you, and so does everyone else. Okay.
I mean, can you see how, from my point of view, this
Wait.
is kind of a cult situation?
Oh yeah.
He thought he was being brought into a cult.
Yeah, we told him he was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we told him that we were a family cult traveling in the RV.
Yeah.
And that
That's
Joe
so
and
weird.
Joe and the girl were brother sister.
Yeah. Yeah.
What about the Joe kicks out 6 homeless people from his hotel room.
No, get the fuck out. Go ahead and get the fuck out. Okay, one at a time. And it's very classy, man. Get the fuck out. It's cool. It's cool. Get the fuck out. One at a time. Very good. Very good. Let me put my shoes on. Close the door behind you. Yeah, and I heard it. Oh, you didn't have to be sucker. I wasn't being. No, you were. You were. This is no place for egos, sir. I'll piss in your mouth. You got me? Very fucking good.
Ego.
No, now you're talking crazy. One at a time. You get the
sweatpants for like 2 months straight.
Look at this crazy man here. Man, we need a screenshot of this. Like, if people, if you can, update this, add some text to it. This is gold here.
Those are the days.
Yeah, what the hell? The good old days. When was this?
Yeah.
2013?
This is back when this is 2013. Yeah, this was
2013.
this was February 16th, 2013.
fuck out of the room. Now it's not crazy. That's the truth. Right in at this point, okay, you don't know what you're dealing with. Go ahead and go. We'll keep.
I wanted to play the one where Billy blows his knee out and his ass just like falls out. His...
That's
got
great.
deleted.
That's great.
It's still out there,
Is
but they're like age restricted, and I didn't want to get this video. That's another reason why people send me fights all the time, and I don't use them, because having any type of fight, unless it's like superficial and or like really grainy, if someone gets like a bloody face or something, that shit's age restricted.
Everybody else go ahead and go. You can sit. I like it. Go ahead. Go ahead. Keep it shit. They're not gonna fucking melt.
We should do those in post shows.
You
When
like
we do
that?
private post shows, we should do fights in those. Because who cares if it gets age restricted on the private show?
Yeah, I do those.
Yeah,
I do those.
that's good content.
Oh my god, so much chaos. What else?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, this one's
That's
epic.
not Joe. Come on,
Oh
yeah.
I want to get all right. So like, so this is like your mom's boyfriend or something,
Yeah.
yeah.
and he's wasted or something.
Yeah. Yeah, he came over to. I had like a little studio on the premises,
Uh huh.
and he came over to my place to talk to me, and he was an alcoholic. So he didn't know he was on camera at the time.
Oh God!
I had battle cam going in the background, so I just decided to set up this little thing.
I don't want you spilling shit on the floor. See, I'm prepared. Put it down.
So like, you guys are about to fight, but you want him to put the beer down, right?
Yeah.
I'm prepared.
He just want beer all over his apartment, just blood.
Put it
How could
down,
he-
Giant.
The like quality of this is so bad. Was it better like live? Has it degraded over time? Do you think, or something, or was it like this?
It did degrade, yeah, because this is what happens with this thing right here. It got stretched out because the way the website was designed, it didn't. It wasn't YouTube.
It wasn't widescreen.
It wasn't set up for YouTube. It was set up for its own site. So when it went into YouTube, it stretched out and put black bar on it. It's dumb.
It looks like it was probably filmed in standard definition and not widescreen.
The site was like ran by Ukrainian exiles that coded up weird shit and worked out of a basement, I think. The Billionaire was so cheap.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
I'm not going to do it.
Battle cam, domestic violence.
Joey, he still up? No. They unfortunately broke up. We edit.
See, all the like interesting stuff happened off camera too.
Yeah. So I overtake him right around here.
Yeah, I see how fucking easy it is. Whoa! Whoa! Yep.
Yeah, he's down.
I see it.
Yeah, but we can't see.
Yeah. He's trying to talk.
People are saying Joe always goes for the throat.
Watch, listen to this.
I can't hear you, man.
Because I have his face down on the ground. So
He's like,
he's trying to talk. That's terrible.
That's it.
That was my mirror. Reno says so.
Because that's the only reason. So.
But then he's like, "Oh, I won."
Yeah.
He's like, "I won."
I didn't kill you. It's because I was your mother. Okay. That was nice of you.
He's like, "I was just taking it easy on you."
I won. Accept defeat. Okay. You're right. I didn't fulfill my end of the bargain. I didn't kill you. Sorry. Next time you do that.
I didn't kill you. Sorry.
That was a terrible kid.
Next time I do that, I'll use fists, sir.
This is more Danny Tanner than Balky. This is Bob Saget right here.
Is that what that is?
This is Bob Saget, Joe. Yeah.
So, do we have any more Streamlabs or anything like that?
Well, that one that got us to our goal was read out by Goose Juice. Thank you for that. Killer 99 said you got Balky on the show, and Dragon on the West said Titan AE, Land Before Time, and Anastasia were amazing. It might be nostalgia, and the weed making the memories so warm. And Mr. Alcock was the one that asked if Ben would eat oatmeal if the goal is met. Now that the goal is met, will Ben eat the oatmeal?
Sure, I'll eat oatmeal, whatever. I could think of worse things to eat.
Rory Henrati said, so will you ever get Hugo and Jake Dankula or Baring back on? Lots of love from North Ireland. You should look at our politicians sometime. They are a joke.
I've talked to Dankula. He's busy, but he's open to it. I haven't talked to Hugo and Jake necessarily. Sent Hugo a message when Hugo came out, with the whole trans thing, because that's cool. I mean, with me, whatever. I was surprised, but that's pretty cool. And that's it, yeah. But maybe we'll have him on again someday. Who knows?
Who knows? Who goes there? Motherfucker, it's Papa Bear. Everybody just stop and stare.
Is that everything?
Yeah, that's all them.
All right. I think we are going to end the show. Thanks to all the fans that help us reach. I think this is the only time we've ever actually pinpoint hit the goal.
Hit the goal exactly?
Yeah, exactly to the penny.
Wow.
Like that.
After all these goals, all these weeks, all these months, all this year.
There's always usually at least like a little bit of change at the end of it.
Oh,
That's funny.
use a little
All right.
change.
We're going to go now. You guys are great. Thanks for
guys.
helping us meet the goal. And yeah, We'll see you on Tuesday.
And before we go, I just want to say thanks for loving me. I know I'm doing a great job. I appreciate y'all being proud of me.
And coming up soon, there might be a big announcement coming up.
All right. He's saying Drunken Peasants is going to go into beta testing.
It's going to be an amazing shit show.
Amazing. I don't know what's going to happen.
It's going to be an amazing shit show.
Beta!
All right. See you guys later.
Bye.
See you later.
In the beginning, there was nothing. And then there was the Drunken Peasants Podcast.
Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. From the strangest corners of the internet, gonna get TP'd by Billy and Ben. You know where you can find them at. Get ready, cause they're gonna kick your... Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants.